Gather round, wonders of the web. The apothecary is open. Step into the shadows where the candles glow. Plague Doctor Mask and the many others you know. Bugs in the cases, bones on the shelf.
Haha. Yes, I am first.
Scary games.
You all shall bow before my greatness.
Come lose yourself. Welcome to OblivyOnyx, the Gothic arcade. Potions of laughter and jump scares made. Witchy and wondrous, come see what's new. This is the stream that casts a spell on you. Channel points ready. Dare you redeem?
Yeah, you're fucking muted.
Summon a scream in the heart of the stream. Mom of the macabre, host of the night, guiding the chat through shadows and fright. Welcome to OblivyOnyx, the Gothic arcade. Potions of laughter and jump scares made. Witchy and wondrous, come see what's new. This is the stream that casts a spell on you. The apothecary's open. Stay for the fright. OblivyOnyx streaming deep into the night. Gather round, wonders of the web. The apothecary is open. Step into the shadows where the candles glow. Plague Doctor Mask and the many others you know. Bugs in the cases, bones on the shelf. Scary games brewing, come lose yourself. Welcome to OblivyOnyx, the Gothic arcade. Potions of laughter and jump scares made. Witchy and wondrous, come see what's new. This is the stream that casts a spell on you. Channel points ready. Dare you redeem? Summon a scream in the heart of the stream. Mom of the macabre, host of the night, guiding the chat through shadows and fright. Welcome to OblivyOnyx, the Gothic arcade. Potions of laughter and jump scares made. Witchy and wondrous, come see what's new. This is the stream that casts a spell on you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm here. I'm 30 minutes late, but I'm here. Hi. I couldn't find my glasses. And we got home late because we went and got dinner and ran like errands and stuff, you know. Oh, hold on. I got a hair in my eyeball. Hold. Happy Friday, Miranda. Hi, Jojo. Hi, Hoggy. Hi, Jessie. Hi, Left. I hope I'm not missing anybody in chat. Hi, everybody. I'm about to turn on my cam. Nobody yell at me. I promise. I swear it's on everything. Jojo, your boyfriend's saying hi. Oh my god. Bing bong. Bing bong. I heard once, a great man once said bing bong. And slurp. 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 Oh my god, look, I'm wearing a Left 4 Dead shirt today. Look at Left. She's on my body. If there's no more Left 4 Dead fans in this world, then I'm dead. Then I'm no longer alive. Hype! This is one of my favorite shirts. It's so comfy. Oh my god. It's like the thinnest, like most breathable material. And I love t-shirts like this to be extra big because I like wearing shorts. I like it to look like I'm not wearing pants when I'm at Walmart. You know? People are gonna look at me and be like, oh my god, she's naked. And then they'll be like, wait, what? She's wearing biker shorts. Never mind. Let's go see. I don't know if anybody's live yet. We're supposed to be doing a
95 motherfucking streak.
95 motherfucking streak. Holy shit, Jojo. Round of applause for Jojo. I think Twiz is still beating you though, dude. Hold on real quick because, oh no, I can't do it yet. I have a new, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet. I was going to add it today, but I didn't have time to add it. I have a new sound alert idea for you guys that seems really, really fun, but I will add it this weekend, and now you're just going to have to, you know, wait all weekend to see what it is. And I don't feel bad about it at all. Also, I have to fill out my fortune cookie jar while I'm here with you guys. Yeah! Me and Twiz are tied again for 100. Did Twiz miss a stream? Where is Twizzy? I miss Twiz. I miss the Irish man. I'm gonna start saying crazier things about potatoes just to lure him out. Oh, Chessie, you gifted a sub, and I told you I saved a fortune for you. He's almost off of work. Tell him potatoes are terrible. Potatoes should go extinct. Disgusting. Ugh. You know those True Value boxes of potato, like dried potato flakes that are like sawdust? Those are better than any Irish potato ever grown in the world. I fucking love potatoes. That's my favorite food group. That's a food group. What am I looking for? Oh, I gotta open this box. Do I have a knife here? I don't know. Hello? I'm gonna brute force it. You want some ASMR chat? For Jojo, he's almost off work. We're also both having leftovers. I forgot about the fortune cookie. I love potatoes. Oh, help me. I live with this man. Tell him True Value box potatoes are better than potatoes grown in Ireland. Tell him I'm gonna force feed him microwave tea. Not just any microwave tea. I'm gonna buy cold. I'm gonna buy like cold True Value brand sweet tea and then microwave it until it's boiling, and then I'm gonna make him drink it. This is like true torture to an Irishman, I feel like. I'm trying so hard to get this box open, guys. You don't understand what's happening. I did it! Look. Look. I tore it open. Wait. Oh, don't show my address. Oh my God. Oh, don't show my address. Oh my God. But give away my lair. Okay. Fresh box into the jar. Nah, force him to drink Lipton. Force him to drink Lipton. Microwave the tea and put microwaved milk in it. Do it. All of them are going in here. Not all of them. My jar isn't big enough. It's full. Now we has full jar and still some in the box. Yay. And then Chessie's fortune. There you go. Let me play some, hold on. Let me play some Spotify. I forgot to play my Spotify. Where is it? Where's my spot? Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Hold on. Hello? Oh, there it is. You guys hear this? Let me go see if anybody is live that we're supposed to be playing with yet. And if not, we are going to be playing a 30-minute new horror game that looks fucking hilarious. Is there a melted clock? There is. Where is it? Oh, right here. Have you... Hold on. Hi, Scratchy. 10 out of 10. Okay. Oh, God. Where'd it go? No. What happened? Okay, there we go. Sorry. I was trying to do something. Sorry. Yeah, the melted clock. So that melted clock used to be, Dylan bought that for his grandmother. And after she passed away, because I love art. I love art. Van Gogh is my favorite artist. You could see he's right there. All throughout my entire house, I have a ton of Starry Night themed artwork and just things like that, because Starry Night is my favorite painting in the entire world. But I love Salvador Dali, and I love Salvador Dali's The Persistence painting, which is his melting clock paintings. Dylan hand-painted this Van Gogh tie right here in high school art class. He hand-painted. And it is one of my most treasured possessions. He painted this when he was, I think he was like 16, maybe? But he's so talented. Oh my God. Let me see. Isn't it really good? Like, I need to take a picture of it. I need to take a picture of it and post it in the art thread of the Discord, because the colors are spot on for Van Gogh colors. It's insane. It's so good. I'll bring it up close to the camera. I don't know if you'll be able to really see it with the light. Maybe? Oh, there we go. It's so impressive. I'll also post a picture of it because you'll be able to see the color better, but it's seriously so impressive that he painted this on a tie by hand. Crazy. But I always have it. Thank you for the lurkies, Weast! Going Weast! That's a cool dude right there. Let me go back up and chat. I was yapping and missing stuff. Hi, Mama Onyx! Now that's art. Yeah. Both of you are so talented. I'm not going to say anything. Chessie will yell at me. Drop an alert before I go to the gym. Be back soon. Oh my God. Weast. If you hear me, put me in your headphones at the gym and I'm just going to scream metal music and urge you on. I'm gonna make you get the gains. I would have worn that to school. I used to wear Looney Tunes ties just cause in middle school. I was that emo girl in school. Like I had the skinny jeans and the Vans and stuff, and I had the black and white. It was a black and white checkered, like the emo checkered tie. And I used to wear it as a belt with the big tie part, like hanging down my skinny jeans in school. I've never grown out of it, apparently. Oh my God, my hair keeps getting caught in my glasses. If anybody wants to donate to my new blue light glasses fund, they're like $15 on Amazon. Let's open cells. Is she playing Repo yet? Okay, no.
Oh, he looks so sad.
Oh my God, the boobas be boobaing. Cell, Jesus. Say what?
Oh, he's just depressed.
Say what? Looks like a young Chuck Norris. Say it. It does look like a young Chuck Norris. Van Gogh does look like a young Chuck Norris, actually, now that you mention it.
He's big.
Say what? Say what? I was going to say you better remember who you're talking to, nerd. She's not gonna. She's small dick Onyx. Say what? I don't know how to put emotes on my shit. Like, on your stream? I use Twitch's,
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, those are alerts. You go to the Twitch dashboard. Dashboard. Here, I'll show you.
We're a little tipsy, -1 speed.
So, I'm gonna do this so you could see it right on the... Oh, chat's in the way. Hold on.
Hopefully this won't interfere with us getting wood. Kind of need that wood.
I'm going to minimize chat real quick. Okay, so look here. You see? Jojo, are you looking? Jojo, are you looking? I can't see chat. Jojo, if you're looking, hit the horn. Jojo, if you're looking, hit the horn. I'm just fucking with you. I see your chat. Okay, so yes. Yes. So if you see right here, all of these. Good job. Good job. If you go to viewer rewards, you'll click on emotes. And then you'll have all of your emotes right there, and you just add them in.
Well, we need it. We need it.
It's so easy. Creator dashboard, viewer rewards, emotes. That's the only 3 tabs that you need to worry about for emotes. I just moved my desk.
Out in the middle of the woods, yeah.
Jojo, just send me your emote files. I can do it for you if you want. There you go. If Chessie offers to help, let her help you. I never let her help me because I feel bad. Let me see if I could do it first. Oh my God, I have to read Chessie's fortune. She's been waiting. I'm sorry. I'm the manic tonight. I'm all over the place. In a good way, in a good way. In a good way. I'm very happy today. Let me see if I can do it first. I believe in you. You can, Jojo, it's really easy, I promise. You just have to have the three different sizes of the emotes, and you'll just drag and drop them in. You'll name them. You can put them in whatever slot. There's different tiers and stuff. If it's overwhelming to look at, ask me or Chessie. We can help. Keeping my view active. Lurky. Thank you, Penguina, for the lurk. Love you. You can carry the energy tonight then, because I ain't got it. That's okay. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay, Chessie's fortune is boats and water are in your future. Boats and water in your future. I don't have the option to put emotes. Oh, it's because you're not affiliate. I don't think you can have emote. Can you have emotes if you're not affiliate? I don't remember.
Boink, boink, boink.
Can you do that?
And boink, and we can keep the mahogany.
Christ,
too.
yeah, in like 10 years.
We do need to.
Let's go on a cruise. Family
What's
cruise.
it called? Oh, shit. What's it called? My brain
Okay,
is
I want to
blurred.
play this
It
new
just
horror game.
died. Story of my life. Well, yeah, I do that a lot too, but you guys also can't see it, so I've tried to maintain not doing it so much. Look at all of our chimkins! And cock, balls, pubes, cum, and rubber, and I think what did we name the other one?
What?
Yeah, I can pout. I actually pout all the time. The boyfriend loves it.
Boyfriend loves
Hopefully
it.
those will grow. I hope those grow up. What? I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Who is that?
QV33 just followed.
Thank you, QV33, for the follow. Thank you so
I'm innocent, though.
much. Breathe in and hold it.
You got flustered by me.
Give me
What does that mean?
no whenever you're ready. Oh,
I'm just a little tipsy.
I'm hopping on a 30
I
minute.
got an egg. Egg.
What did I just do? Incognito tab. What the
What
hell?
are we doing again?
Where did you
We're
come
doing the
from?
right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were doing. You know what? Hold up. Please hold. Please hold.
There we go. Okay, I told her. Holding. Let me know whenever you're ready. I'm hopping on a 30-minute horror game. Okay.
Oh, I see, I see. Oh yeah, you're good, you're good. We're just gonna be waiting on Sailor. That's who we're
She's
waiting
so tipsy.
on.
Brings out
Oh wait, let's see. I'm gonna do a thing because
Open
if I do the
arms,
thing now,
open
I won't forget it later
eyes,
when
yeah.
I'm more far gone.
Whenever tomorrow brings
All right, and then I will click the buttons,
I'll be there.
and this will be for when you are.
Okay, so I'm gonna open everybody's tabs over here on this screen. And we're going to open the horror game that JoJo was literally crying, begging, screaming, crying, throwing up, shitting, begging me to play tonight. Like, actually, he got on his knees and cried and said, please, please, please play it. Please, Onyx. So I told him, fine. I will, I guess. Calm down.
That is
I tried to keep a straight face during that
we need one more.
whole spiel, and it was really hard. I thought I already installed this.
Speaking of one more,
What do you mean?
I'm content now.
Chat is back.
Yeah, bits won't get you everything though, silly.
We have to install it. I forgot. Sorry.
You
Up and
forget
down the
there's gonna be
coast.
Other things active too. So.
I need to turn that up more.
Oh shit, we can go get our
So low.
upgraded trash can, I guess. Yeah, that could be.
Is that too loud for you guys?
We also should be able to upgrade our hoe, I think, as
Oh,
well, or an axe.
cowboy baby.
Actually,
down
yeah,
in the
let's go ahead and
sunshine
go grab
shining.
some gold bars and see if we can upgrade our hoe or axe. Probably axe. Let me see.
I could sleep all day.
I'm gonna put this in
Be
here.
from a mile away.
All right, and then
Oh, you can still. Oh, yeah, you can. You can. So sorry. So sorry. Hold on.
4, 5.
Thank you.
Hopefully hopefully this will be.
I think she's the only one out of the group right now that's live. So I'll open another tab for Chessie. Who else is playing with it? No, JoJo's not streaming it, is he? No, he's not. I thought it was my tab. No, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to remember to get used to the audio mixer because when I started stream, literally up until a month ago, I used global desktop audio for all my audio stuff on Discord. I didn't have separate audio tracks for anything. It was just the easiest, fastest thing, you know? So I'm still getting used to the audio mixer and stuff like that. I apologize. Okay, we're gonna pause the music. Ooh, Ice 9, I almost said Ice 9 kills. Ice 9 kills. 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails and Ice 9 Kills are both of my favorite bands. Two of my favorite bands. The auto mixer is a pain. It's so worth it. It's so worth it, but I keep, like, forgetting. I keep forgetting to, like, hook noises. I mean, I'm doing better about remembering, but sometimes I forget. So thank you guys. I always rely on you guys to tell me stuff that I can't see or hear on that end. I appreciate it. Speaking of, I should check that. Plug up my phone, and then we'll start this game. I'm so excited to play this. I'm so excited to play this. JoJo literally sent me this game this morning. And I was like, he sent it to me and Chessie. I want to see Chessie play it too. But I'm so excited to play this. Let me get comfortable. Hold on. Ink and Nin are two of my favorites, but I don't listen to them as much anymore. I listen to them every single day. I want a black and white 9 Inch Nails hat so bad, but they're so hard to find. Hold on. I'll show you the exact hat I want. See, oh, calm down. See, I want like the classic, you know, the classic like 9 Inch Nails. Just the black and white. It's so cute. I love it. Okay, master. Should I just leave it all the way up and blast my eardrums? I don't know how loud it'll be in the game. We'll change it when we get in game. Let me check graphics. Ooh, wow. Okay, I mean, this is my monitor, but we're gonna lower it so it's not too bad. Low? Okay, no VSync. What? Full screen's fine. Bring that up a little bit so you guys can see it on your end. The sensitivity will leave right there. Bulgarian! Do I look Bulgarian to you? I'm not Victor Crumb. Bulgaria. English. Thank you. Did it keep that? Okay. I haven't been listening to music as much lately, though. I listen to music when I'm doing stream stuff a lot. That, or I listen to true crime or, like, body cam videos. I love body cam videos. Watching people getting tackled and tasered is hilarious. Oh, dude, my old coworker had that hat. I think it was that one anyway. I want that hat so bad. They're so hard to find, though. They're really hard to find. All right. Let's go! Play! Are you ready? Love me some Ice 9 Kills. Me too! Silver Scream 2. So fucking good. Oh my god. I have so many favorite songs by them. Like, all of their songs. Every single song Ice 9 Kills has ever made. Ooh, am I dropping some frames? Do I look okay on your guys' end? Uh-oh. I think I'm just stopping all of a sudden. My name is Azel. I have been shepherding since I was 15. Turn off that god-awful sound. Years old. I hate that sound. My relationship with animals. Okay. What relationship with animals? Everything started when Mutar ISO called me. His village needed, I'm so overwhelmed already, a shepherd. I need to relax my shoulders. Since I couldn't get, when I arrived at what's happening at the village, I felt something strange. The people were silent, too silent. The village chief showed me around the village. He showed me the river where I'm muting this sound. I can't. Oh my God, it won't let me out. Around the village, he showed me the river where the animals drink water. Finally, we went to the house where I would stay. On the way when we arrived at the house, it was starting to get dark. I hate this sound so much. Sorry, guys, I'm turning down my... I can't hear shit now. Oh! The frames. Come on, then. Let me grab the lantern and go to the... Don't drop frames. What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Mm-mm. 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 Yep, we're dropping down. Oh God, it's just like the closing shift again. Oh, why is it always these? I don't, should I do 12? God, why is there so many options? 1920 by 1080. We'll do that. Is that gonna be better? Hello. Oh! What is happening? Oh. I literally can't see anything. What's the sensitivity? I want to play this. Don't do this to me, please. Drop it down even more. What did we do? We did 1080, right? Yeah, we did 1920 by 1080. We're gonna go way the let's do like did I do anything? Oh! Oh, that's okay. That's what I was doing. Okay. I'm going to have to. Can I? Okay, are we good? Oh! Oh my God, we're better. Is that mine? Can I have that? I can't see anything. I'm gonna. Oh. There isn't even a. I'm gonna have to end this game. Hold on. I need to run this on high priority. Okay. Up. Can games. There we go. Better. 12. Okay, so 1280 by 720 was a lot better. I wonder if we lowered a little bit more and see if we can get it better than that. 1280. I don't care if it's like weird and fuzzy, honestly. Oh, that is so short. Hold on. This one maybe? Oh, that, it was supposed to be brightness, not sensitivity. Okay. We can't see shit. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Nobody call me a pussy. Y'all, you guys know I ain't no puss. All right? You literally, you saw you couldn't see anything on the screen when I was in there. It was fucking dark. Couldn't see nothing. I don't think going lower is going to help. Is this better? Oh my god, my cam is over the game. Hold. Let me make that a little bit smaller for you guys. Right about there, I think. Is that better? Can you guys see? I don't like how small it is. 1024 768. Guys, don't forget that. Please. That's what she said. Coward. I am not a coward. Hi, Huggy. That's not small, it's average.
Cat_Mir just followed.
Cat Mir, thank you for the follow. You get a fortune cookie. And I don't know if QV33 is still in here. If you are, I would love to open a fortune cookie for you as well. Okay. Oh my god, my nose itches. Cat Mir, your fortune. Hi, Onyx. Hi, Hoggy. Do you know Cat Mir? Hi! Welcome in! Cat Mir. Oh, is a friend. Cat Mir gets a fortune read. Okay. Open the fortune cookie. This is a new box of fortune cookies too, like from a different company. So hopefully all new fortunes. Maybe. Hi, Turtle. Chat, say hi to Turtle. Her CP girl. Where's a CP girl? Your fortune says, this doll, Catmere, needs some tips for the gothic aesthetic. Oh, whatever. What do you need? What do you need? I'm here for you, queen. I'm here. So is Turtle. Turtle's here for you, too. Oh, I didn't wear my vampire teeth tonight. I should have. Damn. What ways do you need to be taught? I'm here for you. Don't worry. You come to goth mommy Onyx. She's here for you always. Turtle. Chill. Girl, stop. She wants to love on chat. I thought the teeth were permanent. No, my vampire teeth, they're things that are molded to my teeth, so I could just pop them in and out whenever I want. You can eat with them, you can drink with them, you could sleep with, you could do all that stuff with them. I just don't wear them all the time.
Let's go beach.
Goth Queen, let's go beach. Okay, yeah. I take them out. Sometimes I have them in, sometimes it's really depending on how I want to feel that day. Do I want to feel like I want to rip a man's throat out? Or do I want to be soft goth girl? I'm never soft goth girl. Catmere, your fortune says, this week a new opportunity for personal growth will arise. And then you learned Chinese, and the words you learned is shrimp with cashew Shrimp with cashew. That was your fortune. New opportunities. They're coming your way. 1024 768. Let me pick, and then we'll start the game. Go a little bit. That make it a little bit better? What it? No, that made it so much worse. I'm going back down, going back down, going back down, going back down, going back down. I fucked up. I'm sorry. Hold on. We were here, right? Wasn't this the one?
Hello there.
Okay. Let's try to play on this. Please don't do the sound again. Are you gonna go? Okay, loading. Hello there! I know I haven't even started yet because I was messing with the settings and I was talking, yapping like I always do. You know that at least. Hi, Shadow. How are you? How are you doing tonight? Welcome in. It's been almost an hour start, madam. I'm a yapper. I yap. You guys have to listen to the sound again as your punishment. Can I skip this? Let me skip. Let me skip. Let me skip. Let me skip. No. Oh. Aw, I thought it stopped. Oh, BRB. Okay. Always yapping. Always settings. Always.
Did I jump scare you?
No, you didn't jump scare me. I need to change out my jump scares. I've gotten desensitized to them all. Sadly. And you, Hoggy Woggy. I always love seeing you in here, Hoggy. Haggy. I've shortened your name twice now. So, well, actually like 3 times. I think the very first time I saw you in Orcadian chat, your name in my head, like it was Haggy Waggy Productions. And then the more I got to know you, I started calling you Hoggy Woggy. And now every time I see you, it's just Hogwog. Every time I see Haggy, I'm just like Hogwog. It's Hogwog. That is the correct way to say it. Good. So I didn't miss anything. Just played more Neverness to Everness in Challenge tonight. I want to check out Neverness to Everness sometime soon. I've been watching. I watched you play it. I watched you play it. I watched some other people play it a little bit. I feel like I would like it a lot. Possibly. Oh, okay. We're cooking with bacon grease now, buddies. Oh. E. I can see! Oh, the sensitivity is so bad. Hold on. Again. Again with the settings. We'll turn sensitivity down. This is brightness. We know now. We'll turn it back down to halfway and we'll see how that is. Hello? Why does it do this? Oh. Okay, flashlight is F. Hello? Can I please... Why does it keep doing this? Did it do it? Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. We got a nice, lush straw bed like the barn animal we are. Okay. The setting is still really high for me, but I'm not going back into the settings because I don't want to keep freezing it. It scares me every time it does that. Okay, let's go. Hello? Okay. Oh, it's a nice pile of hay right there. Oh, the animals aren't here. I wonder if they've escaped. I need to find them. Press R to call. To call out to the animals. Okay. You know what? The screen's a little cut off, but I honestly do not give a shit at this point. I don't want to keep fucking with the settings. Who wants to bed? She goes back into the settings. No! I'm not. I promise. I'm not gonna. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Mr. Grandpa's house is Mr. Grandpa. That's, you know, old man might have seen something. Okay. Mr. Grandpa? Hello? Is that shit? Oh. Oh. Awesome. Oh, I thought that was somebody. I was like, what the hell? Okay. Hello? Woo! I'm fine. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's an illegal distillery. A rose? Okay. Wait, is this Grandpa's house? Ow. The fuck? What's wrong with you? Oh, what's that? Broken cassette. Can these pop? Can I pop these? Oh, man. Damn. I don't want to close out of this. Hey, Onyx, go back to settings so I can get a game. Wait, hold on. I'm not going back to settings. It's not happening. It's not gonna happen. I'm scared to... Somebody messaged me on Steam. Oh. We have to end the game. I'm scared. What is that? What is that? No, I know I heard somebody whisper to me. That's wild. That's scary. Didn't I? I did. Didn't you guys hear somebody? They went psst behind me as soon as I opened that note. That was horrifying. Oh my god. Why is my... I did go back into settings, huh, guys? Nice try. Nice try. Gonna have to do better than that. There's nothing you can do that scares me. Unless it's spiders. Okay. Cell's invitation. Where'd Cell's invite go? There it is. Opening up the game. Okay, everybody's opening up the game. What? Hello? Hi, Wiz! Hi, Chaos! KK, I'm going to go to my PC. All right. Jojo, go online on Steam. Scaredy cat, and I have headphones on. You guys had to have heard that whisper. That is in the VOD. I heard it. It was in the VOD. It's gonna be in the VOD. You guys are all bullies. Be nice to me. What did I ever do to you? Hold on. Hi, guys. Who did that? Thanks, Hagee, for the 100 bits. I appreciate it. That got me a little bit. Oh, what just happened? Never. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Me too. He's okay. Where? In the Discord. Huh? Where in the Discord? Where's the shared chat again? What thingy? Where? I don't see anything. Is it up? Oh, there it is. Wait, no. Hold on. Did I find it? Did I find it? Don't look at all the tabs I have open, guys. So many. So many tabs. Who done did it? Who did it? Oh God, Jojo. Jesus. What just happened?
Cormier gifted 10 subscriptions to the community. Hype train started.
Oh, let me mute myself real quick. Hold on. Let me. Okay, I don't think they can. Can they hear me? No, they can't hear me. Thank you so much for all the gift subs. What just happened? I'm gonna cry. 10 community sub. No, not make Onyx Friday. No, you're not gonna make me cry. Nobody can make me cry except me. Oh my God! Thank you so much. What do I do? I don't know what to do. I've never been gifted 10 subs before. Cat. I'm actually I've never been speechless before. I'm flabbergasted. Let me read chat. Hold on. Hold. Thank you for the gift so much. Also, her ball is sweet to me. Oh my God! Thank you. I'm scrolling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You get. Oh yeah. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna do this. I've literally never done this before, and I'm gonna do it right now. Hold. Hold on. I'm doing something. Hold on, cat. Oh my God. You need to, and I will also, let me give you a follow.
Celestial Cutie just shared 500
Why are you
bits.
guys doing this? Why are you doing this to me? I'm hyperventilating. I don't know what to do. My palms are sweaty. These weak arms are spaghetti. Oh my god. I can't. Thank you guys so much. You might actually make me cry if you don't keep doing this, please. No, don't actually, no, you're not. No, you're not. No. No, I'm trying to do something for Cat. No.
Going_Weast just shared 200 bits.
I'm hiding.
Cat_Meow just shared 400
I'm
bits.
hiding. Guys. It's just a Friday
Twiztedtactic
in
just
the middle of
shared 50
May. Guys. Ah!
Ever_Shessie just shared 300 bits.
Stop!
Celestial Cutie just shared 500 bits.
Thank you. No, I'm hiding. Stop! God.
Old
Well, now I
underscore
can't
wizard
hide
gifted
anymore.
5
Everybody's
subscriptions
too
to the
nice.
community.
Stop! You're gonna make my mascara run! No, hey, okay. I choked on my spit when you said that. Ew, should I take a shot with you? Because you guys did this. Thank you so much. Hold on. I'm gonna mute really quick. I'll be right back. My nose is running. Thank you guys so much. Sorry, let me... I'm sorry, I'm shit. Look at my hands, I'm
Amelia
shaking.
Brickrock just shared 50
Thank you
bits.
guys so much. Thank you guys so much. You guys are gonna see snot coming out of my
Cat_Meow
nose.
just shared 45 bits.
Sorry guys, I had to breathe for a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. No, you guys can start whatever you want. I'm just gonna talk to chat for a second. Sorry. Yeah. You can start whenever. It's okay. Don't wait on me, please.
J0J0 Mac just shared 95 bits.
Hold on, chat. I need a moment to breathe. I just need a moment to breathe. I'm a little overwhelmed. I really am. I'm a little overwhelmed by you guys. In a good way. In a good way. I'll be right back. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm sorry. I got my heart rate. I was diagnosed with tachycardia like 3 years ago. So and I'm very hyperactive. So when my heart rate shoots up, I get very shaky and I needed a moment to calm down. I'm sorry guys. I don't like crying in front of people, but I just, before I start playing, I'm sorry, I'm waiting so long. Let me turn her down. I've had a lot of struggles in life with depression and anxiety. I'm trying to go to therapy, and I try every day to be a kind and nice person to everybody that I meet, because I didn't have that a lot of the time in my life. And I've always wanted to stream, and I've always wanted to find a community and build a family of like-minded people like me. Sorry, I'm getting worked up again. I'm gonna have to take one of my heart pills before I start gameplay. I've always wanted to build a community of like-minded people like me. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy I did this and I met all of you. Because for the first time in my life, I've really felt a part of something. And I've really felt like I found some amazing friends. Thank you guys so much. Okay. I'm gonna go get a drink of water and I'm gonna take one of my heart rate pills and see how bad my makeup looks. And then I'm gonna come start the game to play. I love you all so much, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that because I'm a streamer in front of a screen. I really care about my community, and I'm just really happy to be here and happy to stream for you guys every night and make you guys laugh and feel good and, you know, be a part of something too. Thank you. Thank you guys. I don't know how many bits and subs there were. I lost count. I'm sorry. And it kind of was all a blur and flying by. I don't know how many there was, and I don't know exactly who did it. I'm gonna go back and look later. But thank you. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I gotta breathe. I'm shaking so bad. I'm gonna go take a heart rate pill. I'll put Cell up on the screen and I'll be right back, okay? And then I promise I will play with them. We'll play, okay? I'm dead, but that's okay. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry I left for so long. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. Whew. Hold on, guys. Okay, finally, I'm back for the gameplay. I'm here. Okay, I'm back. Oh my god. Who poops in your floor? Who poops in your floor? Who poops in your floor? It's because you call her fat all the time. Oh, who's the eggplant? It's so cute. What? For what? No.
Yeah, you're fucking muted.
I am not muted. Don't do this to me. Hi, guys. I feel shy around chat now. Do I have anything? Oh, I do. Face lower.
Sentry, turn on your camera right now, or else turn it on.
My
Turn
camera
on your
is
camera!
on. My camera is on. I forgot to put on my glasses though. I'm good. You did. That's the first time chat's ever made me cry. I'm still shaking, but I had to go take one of my heart rate pills. My heart rate shot up so bad that I couldn't. I was so shaky I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk or do anything. You guys are gonna make me have a heart attack. I have a heart condition. It's okay. It's just tachycardia. I chugged an energy drink earlier. I needed it. I needed it. You guys are cute. I love all of you. Come here. Mwah. I gave Sailor a kiss. Come here. No. Come here. Mwah. Come here. Mwah. Mwah. Did you hear it in your ears? I will. Oh my god. Oh! Wait.
Yeah, you're fucking muted.
Who keeps doing that? Like 20 gifted to Onyx. She died. Oh, that's what that is now? It reminds me of, do you know the guns pointed at Stitch in Lilo and Stitch? The warning. Oh. Oh my gosh. I don't think so. Oh, if it's on. They did. They did. They did. She ah! PP.
Don't call me
Pee-pee.
small dick Onyx.
I'm big dick Onyx.
All right. I'm big dick Onyx.
I'm big dick Onyx. Let me go. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm still the king. Fuck yeah. I'm big dick Onyx. That's why. No. Yeah. But who and where? Why? I'm following everybody that's in the room right now. Where? Oh, the bye-bye. Where's... Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, so they posted, did you see Stream Elements' recent post? So they posted, it was either today or last night, that they are exploring other avenues with people. So I'm betting maybe they're trying to get funding without having to make us pay a subscription of some kind to keep it up for free. That's what it sounds like. I can go find it and screenshot it and post it in the Discord again. What are you doing? Because they... Yeah, a lot of creators. I saw one creator posted a screenshot of their tip page from Stream Elements, and they had like $3,000 of tips unpaid to them. Just the tip. Just the tip. And she was pissed. It was like a month overdue. I would be so mad because it was like her livelihood. I'm gonna do it with one health and a dream. Okay, Sailor, Chessie, Kana, Jojo, Sal. Okay, I was making sure I am following everybody in here. And I have everybody's streams up, which is only 3 of us, right? Is it only 3? Only 3. Oh, okay, okay. No, he's not right now. Yeah. Kana, I'm following you, right? Wait. Kana, sweetheart, will you do me one favor, love bug? Will you put an emote in Cell's chat for me, princess? Yes, please. Thank you, my queen. Okay, I do follow you. I just wanted to double check. I thought I did, but... What do you do? Can't get enough of Celestial? Oh. Whoop whoop vibes. Charming vibes. Charming vibes. Oh, I look down. You don't have to heal me. Yeah, I gotta bend over for you. Oh. Don't you touch my neck. How dare you? Oh. Let's go. I love this room. I love this room so much. This is a cozy room. Yeah, I love the green. The vibe of the green. It's nice. That door? What? Not a spider, please. Please, not a spider. I found my bone, Chessie! Chessie! Where's Jessica? Where? Where? Oh, Chessie, look what I found my bone. I found my bone. Thank you. Don't break it, please. I love this room so much. Me and Sailor were talking about how pretty it is. So vibey. Ah! Oh! My bone! Oh my god. I did not know what that was for a second, but I did not think it was a crystal. Holy shit. Ooh, shiny. Gimme. Trinket. Oh! Oh, purple. Oh my god, thank you. I love it. Fucking love purple. I like shiny. Shiny. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding, queen? Are you okay down there? I hear... Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, okay, it was only $5. Oh, no, no. Ah, don't go that way. Don't go that way, don't go that way, don't go that way, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Yeah, that's what I just ran from. Vomit man. Let me look at chat. I love you, chat. Thank you for being here. I love you guys so much. Truly. Chat is my soulmate. Should I risk it for the biscuit or not? Oh, I forgot you were behind me. Ah! Ah! Oh my god! No, please! Absolutely not! Not today! I don't know how I avoided that, but I did. Big dick Onyx. I gotta hype myself up. I'm still a little bit shaky from earlier, but seriously, chat, thank you guys for being here. I now that I'm calmed down and I'm breathing, my heart rate's down, my pill is starting to kick in and everything. I'm just happy to be here with you guys, man. The fact that I'm alive, me, little old me, I'm alive on this earth at the exact same time as all of you guys, and I got to meet you guys. I got to sit here and hang out with you guys every night and laugh and joke and cry and vent, like the late night chats and, you know, the funny messages in Discord. I love, oh no. My queen. Is this Sailor? Oh, I'll bandage you up, sweetie. Don't you worry. I'll kiss it all better. It's okay. It's okay. No! Ah! Protect me. It's okay. I'm fine. We're fine, chat. We're fine. I thought I was gonna get screwed there. Oh my god. Are we good? Her head was protecting me. I'm using her as a human shield. Yeah. Just know you deserve it, Onyx. Your awesomeness. Very much deserved. Finally back to my PC. Thank you, guys. You guys deserve it too. Pay it forward always. Just you wait. Here you go. Oh, whoopsies! I slammed her head in the. Yeah. No, not her again. She pisses me off. She's mad because she needs to moisturize her hair. Ah! Why? Why'd you forsake me, Anna? Yeah? Okay, cool. Oh. Run. Yeah, like I was saying, pay it forward always. We always pay it forward. Right, Cell? Yeah? Right, Cell? You tickle my boob. Hey, you tickle my boob, I tickle yours? Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, thanks, yeah, Help, sister, I'm stuck. Stepsister, help. Stepsister, Cell, help. Help. Stepsister. I'm sorry. My ass distracted everybody. I apologize. Oh my god. Jojo, I like your cosmetics. I think you look cool. I like your striped leg. I want the striped leg. I do? What? Since when? I'm sorry, I was trying to look at, why was I trying to look at my own leg when I know I can't see it? Did you see that? I was trying to look at my own leg and I realized I can't. I was like slowly spinning around in circles. Where, monsters, where are you? Bum, bum, bum. Not in here. I found it! Mommy Cell! I found this extraction point. Oh. Hey, Gunna. That was so cute. They're so cute. But for reals, OblivyOnyx can't hear the game in your stream. Oh, you can't hear my game? Hold on. Why didn't nobody tell me? Hold on.
Oh! Look at that! Strong you are. Oh! Abuse! That was abuse. I saw that with my own two
Who
eyes.
abused me?
No, don't break it! 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 Grounded.
Grounded.
Grounded, yeah. That's a good
Can you
game,
hear it
though,
now,
like,
Weast? Are you good? Who hit me? Ow.
Jojo.
Why? What did I do? What did I do? Put me up here, Queen. Oh, ah!
Oh, I put you somewhere safe.
What?
I think.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Sorry.
I thought I was stuck up
Alright,
there.
that is everything.
We
I'm
good?
gonna start heading back then.
We good? Bum, 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 bum.
I'm running over people.
Best fuck boy. I did earlier. Yep. Oh, I didn't see your. Was I crying? Was I crying when you told me? Was I distracted? LOL, yep. I'm sorry I missed your chat. I hate missing chat messages. I'm so sorry when it flies by so fast and then you gotta scroll back. That's why I have the see-through overlay. No, please, not me. That's okay. I'm always the first to die in every game. Literally every game. The other side, Repo, Phasmophobia, Peak. Every single game I die in because I have the worst habit of running off by myself and just getting absolutely wrecked by the monster. And I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. If that doesn't explain who I am as a person, I don't know what does. Oh my god, thank
I
you.
brought you back.
Oh! Okay, you've made up for every mean thing you've ever done to me. We're siblings again. You're my
You
brother
might wanna
again.
get on her hide or something.
What?
On
Oh.
her hide.
Oh my god, that was terrifying.
What's over there?
Ah! I'm alive! She lives!
I died after you yesterday, though. Clean slate. Now dirty in.
We got another
I really liked playing the other side. It was really fun. We did! Oh my gosh.
This is great.
Dude,
10 out of 10.
I can feel the estrogen in the air.
Yeah?
Jojo, are you gonna start lactating soon?
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Hey, don't cut. Don't cut.
Did you expect
try.
anything
I
less?
did.
Did you expect anything less from me?
My turn.
Mascara. I think I just got mascara.
Mascara,
I
that's
got a-
cute!
Oh,
Eyeliner. I think it was eyeliner. Hold on.
Okay, wait. I have a
didn't know that's
sock
what
for
this was.
one side and a boot for the other. Hold on, it worked.
Oh my god, you're
Wait,
like
this
Cherry
could
Bomb
work.
in Hasbin Hotel! I love her. I love her.
She's fantastic.
Oh my god! What the fuck is this? What have I become?
Oh, I got. Oh. Wow. Fabulous. Let me go look at my.
How does this make you feel? I have a heel.
A
You
heel.
look beautiful. I love
I
your
have
boot.
a heel.
Your
My
boot.
singular boot.
Your
and
one
my
boot.
sock.
I need to show you my shoe. Hold on.
What is
Hold on.
this?
I gotta find it.
I got a boot and a sock.
I got
Look
a new
at my
bodywear for the bottom.
shoe.
I don't have anything
my
else.
shoe.
I have
Oh my
no
god, but you do have a
thing.
little shoe.
I told you.
What, Dylan? Hold on, chat.
I think. Jumpies! Jumpies and strength. That's all I desire in life is jumpies and strength. Jumpies and strength. Jumpies and strength.
My arm. It's all colorful now.
I don't know how I feel about my shadow just having one heel and then one sock. Because I can see the fucking boot's heel.
Oh,
in
I
the
gotta look.
shadow.
Hold on. I wanna look.
I don't know how I like that. I don't know if I like we got one boot with a heel and then a sock.
Let me
I
see.
hate it so much.
Let me
This
look. Come
sock
here.
reminds me of SpongeBob. When
It
Mr. Krabs has
does.
socks on.
Oh my god! On top of this, I could also have leg wear on top of this. Like I
Oh.
can have fucking.
You need to have the other boot. It's cute.
It's so good. Wait, I can change the colors. Of
Oh
it?
my god, you
Ooh, I
would be
have a purple.
fabulous if you had the other boot right now. You already are fabulous, but times 10.
Yeah, right.
You look like a pirate.
Oh,
Spray
wait.
painted. That's the coolest thing I got.
It is the boots with the fur.
The boots with the fur.
Also, do we like the fact that I have a pretty much like a fucking I'm about to rob somebody with my knitted head? I hate it so much. Are you guys taking upgrades?
The fuck are you
Upgrades,
looking
people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey,
Upgrades.
don't you?
I don't know.
Bow
how
up to me,
I got one
kid.
more round in me, so I don't think there's personally.
Is there stamina? Sprint speeds. Oh, stamina. Please.
Hey guys.
Give me. Yeah?
Oh,
Who said hey guys?
Oh, it
Whoa.
has eyeballs. It's staring.
Who? What are you talking
so
about?
what'd you do to Kana, or what did Kana do to you? No, not even Kana, because Kana's over here. Who was
Oh, the gun. The gun. Let me get
Vroom,
some help.
vroom.
What the fuck is that?
There we go.
Her.
She's racing
Yeah.
around.
What did that
They're
thing
cars.
do?
Oh my god.
And then you just go for it.
A hauler. Can I? Oh, I have never seen that.
Yeah, they hold. That one holds items, and that one's a
crashed.
scout, so that
Oh.
one's faster.
I want to get in this one. How do I
Sorry,
get in
go on.
it?
Go for it. Go for it.
How do I get in
You
it?
hold it. You hold the hold button on
Oh,
the.
oh, oh, let me
fix
see,
the
let me see,
button.
let me see. Hold on.
One of the you don't just try to kill each other now anymore. Sometimes there's a race for the king of the losers.
Oh my god.
that's cute.
Oh!
You're so cute.
Ah! No, please stop! I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
It was an accident.
I just wanted to be fast.
Stole a radio.
You stole a radio.
Oh no.
Illegal.
Oh, no.
Illegal!
Big time, big time.
Look, it fried. It doesn't even work
Crimes.
anymore.
Commit all the crimes.
Boot with the fur. Onyx got it. I did. I did not expect that to get me.
Fun jumpies.
I forgot
and
about it, to be
straighties.
honest.
Nobody got me health.
Oh, my health and my stamina.
Really?
Mine.
I mean,
Do you want the health,
Really?
Jojo? Here.
yeah.
Here you go. Where are you?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Here you go.
Playing hard to
I
get.
don't want your health.
Typical man.
Oh, yeah, typical.
You're gonna act like that in a lobby full of ladies, huh?
I was just about to take it.
Wait,
You know
wait,
what?
wait,
It's
wait,
not
wait.
always a man, but it's always a man, you know?
If
For real.
For real.
Sheesh.
so,
For
hey,
real.
when's your next cycle?
Oh. Yeah, winter period.
He's
You
on it
know.
right now. Can't you tell?
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, my uterine is slowly degrading.
Yeah, his uterus is so swollen. Oh, the cramps. Ow.
I love this. This is great.
I always tell men, like, they complain about things like that. And I'm like, when you start shedding your uterine lining and cramping and bleeding for a month straight, then you can talk to me.
Damn.
Oh, I wish I would have put my hair up with a claw clip today. It's bothering me real
I think he already
real
has.
blad. It's bothering me real bad. Jojo is about to sync up. Yeah, he is. He's gonna start having periods at the same time. They left me! Onward! Oh, just straight into a bedroom, huh? Why are you hiding? What's wrong? I'm gonna go this way. See? Going off alone. It's okay. Bop, bop, bop. Ooh, 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 ooh.
It's a prerequisite for
Da,
playing
da,
with the
da.
girlies. Ah!
Ah.
A thing!
Oh,
I
a
have
thing! A thing!
A thing!
A thing. She has a thing.
I have many things.
Nothing else.
There's nothing else in
I have
here.
many things, but bitches ain't one. Anyway, moving on.
I got 99 problems. Oh, I should probably play my...
You should probably come help with this shit.
No.
I'll take that back to the extract. I'll take
Absolutely
it back to
not.
extract.
I know.
I'll take it back to extract. It'll be easy.
Oh, just look
See,
at
look
you.
at her.
Oh,
Look at her.
Jeez.
Muscle woman.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Where did my
I am
Spotify go?
strong.
Oh. There it is.
Excusez-moi.
Puppies.
It's a lot like solo trying to get all of the cosmetics.
Oh, am I in somebody's way?
Puppies.
Hold on, hold on.
Puppies.
Hold on. What do I...
Ew. No,
Who's got you? Unhand me,
No!
villain.
I think.
There's a tricycle.
Yeah, it got me. I'm at
26 health now.
Yeah, we don't get.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Sorry.
Ow, almost. Like, ow, walking on
Careful,
lead.
there's a bicycle. Little
An
gremlin
owl
thing on a
walking on
bicycle.
lead.
Yeah. Is that blood?
Ah!
Oh,
Nope.
it's that thing.
Ew, what is...
Yeah.
My
Ah!
God. What is... It's Jason Jojo. I should probably not go
Wrong way.
this way. Every time you yell like that, it cracks me up.
Who was that?
I have clown.
Ah!
Oh, you clown.
Oh, that's somebody else. You scared me.
Ah, the way JoJo yells is fucking funny.
Bella?
Man, I'm just vibing tonight. I'm having the best time. Oh my god, you scared me. Eh.
My sacrifice was worth it.
I'm sorry.
The stamina upgrade wasn't worth it. What is this shit? This is like Windows updates. What the fuck?
I know I lost a decent chunk of value.
How y'all gonna diss my boy JoJo like this?
It's okay.
What do you mean? He's one of the girls now.
Yep, he is.
He has a uterus. And he's a deuterus.
A duderous, yes.
He's a deuterus with a uterus. He's syncing up with the ladies.
Are you, bro? Oh, when you're dead, he'll wear your head.
Oh!
That's so cute.
Oh my god, I want to see somebody die. JoJo, go.
Where?
Oh, come on. Well, who are we kidding? He's not a girl. Just kidding, JoJo. You know I love you. You know you're my BFF.
Elf ears? Wait, you can get elf ears?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You may go ahead. Go on ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Whoa.
Fuck you.
Ooh, stairs. Spooky haunted stairs.
Yeah, just like my heart on. Anyway.
Mm-mm-mm.
Small room. Like, how are we not gonna hit it on something? I don't think that's getting back to the other extraction. Let me see if I can find the next one. And pre-prep it.
Excuse me. I'm trying to not hit the walls. Okay, there we go. JoJo! Please! No, I don't need help. I was trying not to hit people.
I'm just holding it.
Oh, it would have been
I
bad.
don't want it.
Nope. It's yours now. Go put it in the...
want
Ow! Ow! No! Ow!
I think someone died.
Bella ciao.
Oh my god.
Away.
Oh, there's a...
Get out of my fucking way.
Oh. Oh, Sailor. Guys, there's... Oh. I'm sorry.
I'll try to get this over to the next extraction.
It
You
looks
wanna go ahead
like...
and take Sailor's head back.
Yeah, look, this looks... It doesn't look like the clock in my streaming room, but it's a grandfather clock like the one in my streaming room. I can't get out. Hold on. Okay. Oh, they already got her head. Did you get her head?
Indeed.
Oh my god, Connor, you're so freaking adorable. You're so cute.
Thank you.
I want to put you in my pocket. Oh my god, she's adorable. Like, actually, I'm not even joking. She's adorable. She has the cutest voice. She has a good streaming voice, you know? And shout, my way, it's my way or the highway. What am I doing? Hold on. I'm so distracted. You guys just threw me off an hour in 45 minutes, an hour. Don't mention how long it took me to, get into game, but you guys like threw me off by doing all that. I've never had that happen to me before. So, thank you again. I'm gonna be thanking you guys for the rest of my life, actually. I was so scared to start streaming because I was really afraid that... Is it not this way? Ah, this way. I was always really afraid to start streaming because I thought people wouldn't find me interesting enough to like watch and stuff. But I am very thankful I found such an amazing community.
You deserve it.
Oh my god.
Queen.
How long were you behind me?
The whole time.
Oh my god. I thought I was alone. I was just yapping to chat.
No, please.
But thank you.
Please move. Please move. Please move.
Who please move? Oh, them. Okay.
Please hold.
Oh.
Why did this fall? Why did this fall?
Ah!
Hold up, why did that fall?
I have no idea. It was like that when I walked in.
Alright, go ahead and everybody out of the way.
Oh.
Alright, put the card in, put the card in, put the card in.
Go. Hold it there.
Put the card
Get
in,
out, get
of
out.
the way.
Hold it there. Don't fall. Oh my god, there we go.
Good.
There we go.
Victory.
Yay! Follow Bella
Oh
back.
my gosh. Let's go. Fuck off.
Good.
I have 1 health. This bitch is not about to take my ass out.
Oh my god, I didn't die. I didn't die for once. Oh my god, don't kill me!
Oh no.
Oh. Ah! No, please! Get away from me! Get away from me! No! No! No, please! No! No, don't do this, please! I did nothing to you! Please! Please! I beg! I'll go find you somebody to eat. Don't eat me. Just jump away. Just jump. No! Run! Ah! Just fucking kill me. No, don't kill me. No. No. Please, somebody. Please.
Yeah.
What?
Please. Please. Help me. Help me. Please. Oh, he hurt me so bad. Thank you so much.
Did the bad man hurt you?
You don't understand what I just went through.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Is that everybody?
I don't know how I survived that. Thank you.
Whee! Is that everybody?
Let me look at the map.
1, 2, 3, 4,
4, 5? Yes? Okay.
I thought you were saying that you were so glad you didn't die this time, and then that thing came along, and I thought you were gonna get dead.
I thought I was too. You don't understand what I just went through. I was jumping like a frog because I had no stamina, and it was hitting me every single time I landed all the way to you guys.
Oh my
I went from 85 health to like 10.
But
It was interesting.
I want. We don't have any coins.
It was interesting to see. Who
Who
said
my
that?
head is the way it went, and I was
No
like, "Whoa, I can
point.
control it. What the hell?"
Do I have
I
a
get
point?
sprint speed.
Oh.
Ah! How do I use them?
It's
Actually, this would probably be useful.
I hate.
I want one of these things.
How to utilize?
How to
Oh, I don't
utilize
have-
what?
I don't have a coin. R.I.P.
What do you mean utilize?
Or
I want
something
the
else.
thing, and it won't let me have them.
The
Okay,
robot
What do you mean?
thing
You go
I
put them in the
I
thingy.
have to go.
You were holding it.
Aw, it's But okay. Where?
Thank
It's
you for
okay.
having
No.
me.
Of
Of
course.
course. Everybody I haven't met yet.
Wait, who's
It's
leaving?
okay. We'll find the
Sailor, are you
time.
leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. I have to wake up
playing
early.
with
Hey.
us.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Oh, thank you for the raid.
Mwah. 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 I follow you now. Mwah. Play more? Play more? Play more soon?
Play more soon. when
Play
we
more
can Find
soon.
a schedule.
Play more.
Whatever,
Play more
whatever.
soon.
Jeez, yeah. Okay.
I'll message you.
I had fun. It was nice meeting you.
Oh, yes, then
Bye. Bye.
Oh my
Also,
God.
Thank you for the raid. How was stream? What'd you do? All that
Sailor's-
fun jazz.
Sailor's so cute. Everybody here is
Oh, I
so
adore Sailor.
cute. What
I
the
adore
fuck?
Sailor.
She's adorable.
She forgot I'm here.
I have so
No,
many friends. Can't you
you
tell?
didn't.
What?
I love all my friends. Ow. Ow.
Ah, I went very high up. I did not like that.
Oh, I need health. Health.
That robot guy's getting very mad.
Oh my god. Ow, my health.
Oh,
Please.
God.
Nah.
Jojo died. Jojo done did died. Larry, I'm good.
I see.
Oh wait, I'm gonna get is it crouch rest I want or is sprint speed? Crouch rest. Sprint
I'm so
speed?
sad. I got my cosplay today, and it's literally just the tiniest bit small in the boob area. Like, literally, like, I've had 2 babies and I breastfed 2 babies and now I'm so sad. So I have to exchange it
Just
for,
cut holes.
I have to, what the fuck? What? Like Regina George?
Oh no.
Mean Girls?
Oh no.
Oh no. You're gonna get me banned on Twitch. No, it's a tiny bit small in the chest area, so I'm gonna exchange it for the next biggest size and then hopefully cosplay stream next week. But I'm not gonna tell chat what version of Alice Madness Returns costume I'm wearing. I'm not telling you until you see it. Because there's like there's like 6 different versions.
Oh, I'm dying. I have.
Oh, we're still going.
An
We're
idea.
still going. I'll drink.
What?
I'll
What?
drink. Jingle, jingle. Jingle,
I
jingle,
think
jingle,
it's
jingle.
the
I got a
madness
3-1.
one. Like whenever you get down to like a quarter of your.
Oh, the Mania, not Mania. Is it Mania? Not Mania. What's it called?
Okay.
But, like,
I don't want to play.
Yeah, the white and the red. It's like Mania, or it's called something like that.
No.
Because back in the day, women, they would say they were you know, when they were upset, manic and crazy. Yeah, that's why American McGee did that.
Nipple holes?
Nipple holes, Regina George, Mean Girls, Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. You survived the best. You get the map upgrade to see how many are alive and dead.
Does anybody in this group play Dead by Daylight, or anybody at all in chat? Actually,
I have it.
I have it, and I want to play
don't
it
like it.
so bad. I want to learn it. I got invited.
I love it, but I know nothing. I know
Okay.
nothing.
I'm gonna take another shot. Also,
I should go get my beer. Dylan. No, actually, I'll go get it. I'll be right back, chat. I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll have a beer now.
It used to piss you off, yeah, same. That's why I stopped playing it, honestly.
I'm gonna get a natty light.
A natty light. I'm gonna go get a PBR. Yeehaw! Hell yeah, brother. Let's go. Dysentery. Guys, I'm going back to my white trash roots. Trailer trash, Oklahoma. Trailer trash from Oklahoma. You want to know what I'm drinking?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Blue ribbon.
Nah, I'm drinking a red beer.
Oh gosh. I can't. My vision is a little fucky wucky.
I love a good red beer.
Onyx.
Yeah?
They visioned me.
You can't see?
Not very well.
Oh, then you can't see me doing this.
I think those are for you. It's like the night vision thing.
Oh, shit. You saw that?
See you.
Oh, damn. My bad, girl.
It's all a little weird.
There's some health here too.
Sorry.
I can see now.
I got this one, and then I'm good. Thank you. That one's yours. I just needed the small one.
No.
I'm at 90 now. How much do you have?
I have 100, and I got a stamina earlier.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was gonna tell you to bend over, Jesse. Woo!
Oh, bend over.
Wait, Jesse, come here. Come here, uppies. I give you uppies. Or do you want to give me uppies? I give you uppies. Go small. Small.
Cute.
Small.
I thought that was the card.
Z? V? X? I don't know, actually.
Can somebody help me?
I can't see through your Reba hair.
Oh god! Wait!
I
Hold on.
can't see. Oh, I really can't
Hold on.
see. Where am I? Where?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Z?
Okay.
How do I go shorter? I forgot how to go
Yeah.
shorter in this
Small,
game.
small.
I think I could. Okay. Oh, that was awful.
Uh,
oh, that
Kana!
was awful.
Kana.
What?
How do you go small in this game again? I forgot.
It's cute.
Q.
I got you.
I'm gonna go up. Ow!
Ow.
Oh wait, you
Yeah,
hit
okay.
JoJo?
Hit
Never
me.
mind. Good job. I'm never coming down.
Is there anything up there? Oh,
No,
oh, gosh.
but it's cozy. It's so cozy up here. I like it. I'm safe. I'm so safe.
I think I got it. No, I don't got it.
Can I
got the
very
door.
gently
Oh, God.
jump on this ledge without jumping off? I want to stay up here. It's so safe. Aha! I'm staying up here forever. What happened?
I'm being tormented.
What
I
happened?
feel like I'm wearing a pumpkin in fucking Minecraft. I can only see through the
Oh,
mouth and the
God.
eyes.
Oh,
Oh, it's trying so hard.
are they doing chaos tricks?
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
Did I turn
oh,
mine
oh,
on? Holy shit. Oh,
Oh, where you going?
what is going on? I think... Is there a monster over there? What just happened? Okay, let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. Now I can make the rounds in all chats. You're finally back to your PC. Yay! How was the gym, Weast? This way. Okay. There's something right there. Oh, whoopsies. I don't know where they went. That way. Bum 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 bum.
Headman. The headman is back towards the extraction.
Oh,
It
oh
pumped
hey!
me. Oh god.
Of course you're the one dead when I
can
fucking
at
do
least
that
kinda see
shit.
This one.
Did you see the whole thing?
No.
Thank God.
Oh.
That was so embarrassing. You'd never let me live it down.
Gnomes. They attack
Can-
you no matter where you go. They can
Can you
come.
stay? Can you stay at the thing and make sure that they don't break the
Oh my God, that
box?
beer is so good.
The cube.
I hate beer.
I can do it.
I got your head.
I like beer.
Safe now.
I
I
don't
don't
drink.
like, especially
You're safe
the
now.
Chinese beer. I hate it.
See, I don't drink
I can kind of see. but
often
it's
at all
limited.
anymore. I think the last time I had
Oh, that head
one
pumped
drink was
me
way
down
over a
to,
month
like,
ago.
50 health. I was gonna say that headman.
I have quit drinking.
I told
I
Chessie
didn't
to stay
like
with the items
drinking
that way so
and
those-
being
they don't break
depressed.
The loot box. Okay. We should have enough though. I'm gonna go revive them.
Promise.
How did you die?
Okay, is he still in the base for it?
The
Jojo.
big head guy.
Yes, he got, yeah. Oh, actually, no, he didn't kill me. No, he did kill me. He did.
Jojo, did Onyx and Jojo both die?
They did.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm only doing this because I don't want that box breaking. Because that's a good one.
That's a good one right there. That's a good one, she said.
And because they're dead, and I want to bring him back. Yeah, kind of a two reasoner, you know.
Oh my God!
Priorities, though.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey.
Camera finder.
Hey.
Oh, I look like we look like we're playing
Ow.
like some like weird
Ooh.
thing.
Go into the
I'm,
outbreak of gnomes out there.
I'm glitched into the cart. Cell is holding on to me and the cart. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Is that better?
You had your fingies all over me, Cell.
don't give
Of
Onyx
course.
a gun. Shoot people.
Oh God! Hey, somebody help! Somebody help! Somebody take this.
Chat, do you need me to turn up the music more, or can you hear it good? Like, is it a good volume compared to the voices? Because I want you to hear all of us really good, but I also want you to hear the music really good. Well, like hear us better than the music, but like still hear the music, you know? Like, we like a music stream. I love playing games like this that I can play music while playing the game.
Okay. We need to find the next extraction. I'm gonna put this
So,
here so I don't.
I found your jar.
Jar!
It matches your stream theme.
It does. I think it's this way. I'm pretty sure that the extraction is this
Scroll down, chat. I did. Wait. Oh my god, my chat is like. Holy crap! My chat did not. Hold on. Can barely hear the music. Okay, thank you. Thank you, East. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna try to go get this to the extract without breaking it, at least.
Okay.
One can try.
There it is. I couldn't find my Spotify mini player. Hold, and I will turn it up for you guys. You said you can barely hear it, so I'm gonna go up like that. Let me see. I love this song so much. This is such a good song. Okay. Sorry, I was listening on chat's end. Is that a good volume? Is that better? Better. I like to pull up my stream on my phone to check volume levels. That's what I just did. That's what I was looking down at my desk over here. I pulled it up on my stream and I turned down my headset and turned my phone up so I could see if I could hear it. But see, I love blaring music, so to me this volume is so low.
I'm gonna put
I also
this
need to go
in
to
the
the hearing doctor and get my hearing checked really bad. I'm just falling apart. I'm falling
Hey, I
apart.
need to go get. I'm gonna go get my kids and put my baby to bed and stuff like that.
Okay. Thanks for playing. I'll probably.
If you guys are still on later, I'll hop back on.
Yeah. What time is it?
Jojo, are you going?
Yeah, I gotta go.
He's
get
gotta.
Oh, there's a big head guy over there.
Ooh! Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Don't let him in here. The money. The other door. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, I gotta go do adult
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yep. Tell the kiddos hello from Auntie Onyx. Goodbye. If I'm still on, well.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, are we good? Can we go out?
Don't know.
I'm scared.
He's still there, but he just went through the doorway across the hall or across the yard. Don't go that way. He just went through that way, Onyx.
Oh, is there only one? Oh!
Sorry. I was worried. I got the fucking goods.
The head! The head, he's coming!
The goods are all that matters.
The head, he's coming!
He
Go!
can hear really good. He follows our voices.
The head, he's coming!
Ah!
Where's Kana?
I don't know. I lost her.
Kana! Oh, okay, she is. She's alive, she's alive. I'm protective.
Help! Thank you.
got it.
Okay.
You got it? Oh.
I can
Oh my
only see
god.
me.
Chessie, you look so cute right
Drop.
now holding that. It looks like it's in your little arms. Your teeny
Okay,
tiny
drop.
arms.
Okay.
That was adorable.
I'm just gonna carry this.
I want the witch hat.
Oh!
Oh my god, oh
Not
my
that
god,
way.
oh my god, oh my god. I was trying to get past. If you
Okay.
if you need a token boy, I'm not doing shit. Oh! Sal, can we join?
We'd
the-
have to wait till
the
we all
group?
die.
Oh yeah, that's true. We do have to wait till we
But
all
yeah.
die. But yeah, she said you heard her. I'll be on for another hour and a half. I won't be getting off until 12. I'll raid off at 12 o'clock. Sometimes I like to stay up extra late on Fridays. Like until like 1, pushing it maybe 2 for a special occasion. But tonight I'm not going to. I'm gonna get off
There
and
we go.
watch a movie. Or watch...
Ooh, a
Oh,
movie,
actually, I
huh?
think we're gonna finish the last season of What We Do in the Shadows. And then maybe watch a movie.
Ooh. I mean, I was gonna go. I was prepped to go like
The
5
head's
hours.
the head's that way. The head, it went that way.
Mm.
I seen it. Big and bald.
Mm.
Oh, I don't work till 1 tomorrow, so I got time to sleep in. Love that show. Me too. I've seen it.
Ah. Gnomes.
There's a head coming around. Jesse. Oh my god, Jesse. Oh, there we go. What? I'm not in there. What do you mean?
Mm.
She said, "Get out of there,
The
Onyx."
big boy's coming.
Big boy. The big boy. Is it
Okay.
the big laser boy?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that show is so good. It's so good. I love What We Do in the Shadows. And I saw almost all of it. I haven't seen the last season. We're watching that right now. Dylan has never seen it, and he loves it too. Oh my god. Wait. I don't know where to go. I'm panicking. This way. This way. But I've actually never seen the movie. I need to watch the movie, and Dylan hasn't seen the movie either, so we're watching the show. When we finish it, we're gonna watch the movie.
What?
Huh? What? Who said what? Thank you for the hydrate, Penguita. I'll drink my water for you. I'll actually hydrate.
We got a big one.
Yeah, we got a big one.
Are the commands going off for the Raven? I just want to make sure that way, in case I need to refresh it.
Button.
Button. Button. I think so. Let's chat.
A shiny head.
Is it gonna work?
I want a boo.
Oh, it is working. Good. It's so cute.
Oh,
I guess
I
now
got
I
a
can be
new arm.
shiny.
I want to find, I would love to be able to find a widget like yours, Penguita, because I love the one that you sent me. I want to find, oh, sorry guys. I want to find one exactly like that, but with, oh, I got a tutu. I got a tutu. Oh my god, I'm going to be the prettiest princess in the castle. Let me put it on. Yeah, the little like widget things at the bottom of the screen that you have with the penguins, and then the one you sent me, I freaking love it. I want to find one with like little crows or something if they have that. I don't even know if that's a thing. It might not be a thing. Somebody might not have made that, you know? Oh my god. I'm gorgeous.
Wait, where are you?
I'm beautiful.
Oh my god.
I'm so pretty. I feel like a princess.
Wait, I have one that kind of fits. Hold up.
What does
I
it
think I have
do
to
when I
talk
go
for that.
short? What does it do when I go short?
It just disappears.
Aw, it doesn't poof up around my head? That would have been cute.
I don't know what this top is all about, but I have this top.
Does it match my skirt? Do we match?
I think so.
I think, does it? I can't see myself. I keep trying to look down. Oh my god, look at us. We all look so pastel and cute, and then I'm me.
Last time I checked, I have a sock and a boot on.
I got new headphones.
It looks like. Wait. Kana, come here. Hold on. Oh my god. What is that on your leg? What's that white thing? Is she talking? Are you talking? Oh,
it's a new leg.
So it looks like, from far away, it looks like the white thing is like a ballet slipper.
Yeah, it's like a.
It looks
like. What was?
Yeah, it looks like
they would name them.
a cute little
I wish they would
ballet
name
slipper. And then Cell has a pirate leg. Your feet are going.
Look like it.
When you bend. Wait, no. Go short again, and then move around in circle. Like just walk around. Your legs do weird things.
They do.
See, look at her legs.
Oh no.
I'm pressing the button.
Oh my god, your legs are doing weird stuff, Cell. Oh, how did I do this? How did I just do this?
Oh, I got shoddy.
You look so cute. in your little skirt.
Absolutely gorgeous. Check stream avatars. Yeah, I've been looking everywhere. I'm gonna have to look some more. Maybe Google. I was looking on like Etsy and stuff. Absolutely gorgeous. That's what I use for my Pokemon. I hate vampire things. You hate vampire things? Oh, like on the.
Loki did get to do
Wait.
your Alice cosplay with that skirt now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
What do you mean you hate things? I'm confused. Read it
Have
again.
V Victor.
Use your glass.
I forgot. Danger.
I'm confused. Hold on. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 bum. My repo bot has vampire fangs. I want vampire fangs. I want them. And it won't give me anything I like other than I do like this skirt. But it keeps giving me accessories that I don't like and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the club.
You look adorable. What do you mean? If I saw you in a bar, I'd fall for you.
Says the one in the skirt.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got a thing!
There's a really big box over there that I cannot pick up myself.
What is it?
Big green box. The big green box. It's like something in ice. I don't know, the leg. What is that? A shrimp?
Kind of does look like a shrimp.
Or a lobster claw with a piece of hair in it? I don't know. I don't know. Or a broken corkscrew. Those are the three things I see. What? Who is screaming?
That was still.
Heave. Ugh. Oh, wait. Oh. Hold on. There's a big hole. Big hole. No, don't let me fall down the big hole, please. Oh my god. Okay. I got so scared. Oh my god, Chessie, the little headphones on you.
I love them.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody looks so cute.
I'm scared that's gonna fall.
Do, 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 do. Mug! Mug! Chessie! Chessie! Jessica! Where'd she go?
I think she went to see what Stella was.
Well, she doesn't. Oh! I remember you liked mugs.
Oh, thank you.
You like mugs?
What I'll ever use.
You like mugs? I spit in it just for you. Pre-seasoned.
Oh my god, thank you.
I fucking love that she just answers me back, no hesitation. She answers my energy with her energy, and that's why she's my best friend. Where'd the door go? Oh my god. Don't mug Chessie. Chessie loves when I mug her.
I just totally forgot that I was supposed to charge something.
Okay. In gentle.
Alright.
Doo-doo.
Gentle submission.
Gentle. Gentle. We probably should not leave this next to the giant gaping hole in the middle of the floor that a monster could push it into.
All I
Yeah,
heard
good
was
idea.
Gaping hole.
Gaping holes
I came back.
everywhere. Oh, is that another gaping hole? I can't tell. Or is that stairs?
There's another hole.
Oh, okay, that's stairs.
Oh,
That's
no,
stairs.
wait, that's stairs. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a hole.
I'm gonna leave this right here next to the table, safe and sound.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. It was gonna go ahead. No.
Oh! Oh my god.
Oh.
I forgot this was stairs and I thought you fell down. I thought you jumped in the hole.
I mean, I would have.
It scared me.
That's very on fucking, like, on.
The hole,
That's
it needs blood. Oh.
What am I hearing? Oh.
Sue!
You killed him!
Sue! You killed me! Me! She killed me! Did you see that? She got me shot!
He's dead.
Weiss, you...
Oh, it's okay.
Weiss,
This can just get
you
shut
were
down.
a witness in my court case.
I've gotta go get her head.
No,
Get the orb.
you
I
seen
murdered
it.
him. He deserved it. He deserved it. Vengeance!
My love.
Typing it in chat.
I only said it wasn't even me. I wouldn't even talk. It was the fucking thing falling down the stairs. I don't think I did I?
Hold on, you
I mean, it might have been me.
squeaked
I don't think I did though. I'm a little drunk.
and
It's fine.
ran
There's another thing over here.
says
Shotgun guy.
in the
That was you.
a shot.
He has a rifle. I brought out a shotgun. We just only get so many hits, so that's us trying to not use it. Where is the thing?
I freaking love my friends, man.
Where is? It's like right here, no? Where?
I love my friends. I am the luckiest woman in the world. I have the bestest friends. I have the bestest family. I have the bestest community. Win me. Actual win me. I can't wait to tell my therapist about this on Monday. And I feel like that's the most,
He's dead.
I don't know, in a weird way, that's the most wholesome
You guys are welcome
like,
to go ahead and take that back.
thing I feel like I could ever say for myself
prep the other
personally
items that
is that I can't wait to tell my therapist about stream tonight. Because like I obviously I don't talk to my therapist just about like the bad things that happened in my childhood or, you know, when I was a teenager and my trauma and all that. Like I tell her about all of the good things that happened during the week before I have my appointment with her.
Proof of the
So I'm so
crime.
excited. 65 messages was deleted by a moderator? What?
Okay.
Why was Weiss timed out? Hold on, I gotta find Weiss. Where'd he go? Oh no.
My love, you're back.
Thank you, Twiz. I was just gonna do that. Thank you so much. I was like, what happened to Weiss? Sorry. Weiss accidentally got timed out in my chat by Stream Elements. Maybe they should close.
Oh, what the fuck?
End them! Down with Stream Elements! No, I'm just kidding. I like Stream Elements.
Look at her.
I like Stream
Princess
Elements.
her chariot.
I'm starting a rebellion.
We just need to get you a crown.
Yes. Here, I'll get off, Kana. That way you can see where you're going.
Oh, I can see. There's just a big item there.
Oh.
And
There's that balloon boy. I like Balloon Boy. I think he's cool looking.
Yuck.
He's a little freak.
What's he
Oh.
doing?
Hey. He drools. He's drooling.
Oh, never mind. It's a really big
Oh.
thing.
Oh, you scared
It's
him.
a really big thing.
Good. Is there anything in here? Yo, Chessie, we never have to get out of bed. There's coffee, the TV.
Fuck yeah.
Come on.
I mean, we're gonna have to get a replacement screen for it.
Nah, it's okay. I think it'll be fine.
I love this show.
Yeah, me too. Oh my god, do you think she's gonna find out about the affair?
I mean, I think she'll be okay with it. We could all just join in together.
She has been eyeing her pool boy lately.
It's true. It's a fact.
I can't wait for the next season of Desperate Housewives.
I know. It's gonna be
I can't keep doing this. I couldn't. I was about to break character. I couldn't keep a straight face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's got a whitelist Twitch clips. Oh, I have. I did clip you getting killed. You did. You clipped me. Yeah. I'm gonna send it to Cell.
Proof.
Proof. She got me killed. I was being so quiet too.
This way.
There's something big way back there, but I don't know where we need to take it first. Oh!
Fake.
Oh my.
What?
You popped out of the snow pile when we walked in. Like she was like right.
Yeah, I was grabbing these.
She was like this, and when I walked in, this was her. She went.
Where's the cart?
Is the cart right here?
Right there. She
I
just
murdered
popped
everybody.
up.
I murdered like everything.
Good job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a thing! Wait, there's a thing!
Oh.
A thing.
Thingy.
Oh, there's a thing. I gotta go get the thing.
Thing. Where's the thing?
Yeah. There's a thing. There's so many things. But more explicitly, I want that thing.
She saw shiny.
Yeah.
She saw shiny.
It's not worth a lot.
Can I
but here's
hide
the
back here?
thing.
Oh my god, I can. I'm safe forever.
I missed the cart. Oh.
Nobody's ever gonna find me again.
Okay.
No one's ever gonna find me. Yeah, I don't know why. That was why I got banned. Also, your game is still set to Scary Game 2. Jesus! That's okay. I'm so chill. I'm having a good time. Literally nothing could bother me tonight. That's how happy I am and in such a good mood.
Can I jack you?
Chessie!
Yes.
Marco.
Did that hurt?
Polo.
Marco.
Polo.
Marco.
Are you behind the door?
Hello.
You'll never find me. No! You found me. You found me.
Best game of hide and go seek ever.
I'm sorry. I'm just being goofy. I'm just having a good time. I'm in such a good mood today. I've had a great day. My kids had a good day. I had a good day. You guys had a good day. Dylan had a good day. Just tap it in. Tap it in. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Hole in one or whatever the football players say.
It's just going. It's just going.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just running. I never checked them. Okay, there's something right there, but they're coming that way. I'm gonna go up here. Somebody was already up here, maybe? Ah. Oh. You want to try to catch this? You want to try to catch this, Chessie?
I don't even know where you're at. Oh my gosh.
Can you do it? Got it?
Okay.
Woohoo!
Found a VHS.
Thank you. Ooh. Oh my god. I know what this movie is. You want to know what this movie is?
Know what those are. Is it porn?
It's not Rugrats in Paris, because that's orange. That's for sure.
That thing was so loud. That thing was so loud. I bet you... Yeah, I bet you the other one's over here, isn't it?
Me.
Oh, no.
Yay!
I destroyed it.
It's fine.
You have to pay
$400.
one finger.
Oh! I heard the shotgun guy.
We're good. I'm gonna go charge my shotty. I gotta go save my granny.
Ah! Hee hee hee. Okay. Is that big box still? Oh no, the VHS tape, I bet.
The shotgun guy is over there.
Mm-hmm. I saw.
I don't like it.
What's down here? Let's go. It's the ring tape. It is. It's Samara. Sounds right to me. It's Samara. Glad everybody had a good day. I am glad everybody had a good day too. How was your gym workout? I didn't see your reply in chat. I'm sorry. I try very, 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 very hard to keep up with chat and everything and read because I never ever want to ignore you guys and not answer. But sometimes chat, you know, you're a streamer. Sometimes chat, it moves pretty fast. And you can't scroll back fast enough. Oh my god, I have somebody's Xanax prescription. Probably mine, I need it. I have Xanax. Oh, there's one more thing down there, Kana. Chassie, I found your Xanax prescription.
I found the T-virus.
Oh.
He's Mordored.
Oh. Mordored.
He's Mordored big time. I need a safe spot to put this.
Good girl, Sel. Good girl. Head pat. Kisses. Mwah, mwah.
I'm gonna go get the big thingies.
Okay.
Okay.
I have gold bar, but there's another item done.
Gym was quite empty, so I had a nice leg day. Good. We've been looking at home gym equipment for our basement. Now that we moved into a bigger place, this house is a lot bigger than our old one, and we have like a basement now. So we're gonna buy home gym equipment. Do you need help, milady?
You might want to get it from the back, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go do.
Oh, wait, I think I got
Let's
it.
Eiffel Tower this bitch. Oh.
Shit.
Okay, gentle.
I'm not good at that. Gentle is not my cup of tea.
You do not need to hit her that hard.
Alright. We need to go this way.
Squeeze. Got it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then probably this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're going to a wall. You're yeah.
The door's here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Ooh.
Okay, I got it. I can get it from here. I can get it from here.
I think we only lost like a couple $100. It's fine. Unless you lost more.
It's fine. Yeah, this thing used to be like 20K.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, we lost like 10K. Oh. Talks like June. Hey, hey. Tell me, across the sun, did you find the Milky Way? The lights all faded, and heaven is overrated. Tell me, shooting star,
Where do I go with you?
a permanent scar. Oh no, I already went down here. Looking for yourself out there. I love this song. This song is so good.
The door.
This door was in my way, so I had to break it. Is there anything in the truck in here? Sometimes there's stuff in the truck.
Oh, there's stuff in the
No,
truck?
there's not. Sometimes. Not
That's
this
cool.
time, though. Yeah. Oh, there's another thing. I see another thing on the map. It's over here.
Gremlin!
Hey, okay, have fun, you two. Yeah, have
That's a
fun.
loot goblin. Loot goblin if I've ever seen one. I thought I was a loot goblin. Jesus.
It's over here.
I wish I could do that, but I get a free rec center membership from either my job or my wife's. Oh. That must be nice. I used to, I mentioned before that I used to be a preschool teacher at a private preschool. I taught 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. And our private preschool was attached to the YMCA. So I got free membership there, and that was really nice. I miss that.
It's like, right.
Can they enter this way? I don't know. What are you guys doing?
They're looking for that last item.
I think it's bugged. It's showing it outside the map for me. What is that? What? You off your feet.
I got an expensive thing.
Ooh.
Dude, I wish there was like a major like mainstream gym. Oh, I have to reset my shit. I wish there was a mainstream gym in my city because
It can be super convenient.
I would be there all of the time. But for me to go to the gym, it's like a fucking 40-minute drive each way. And my car's broken.
I went to college for personal training for a while, and then I dropped out because I didn't want to do it anymore.
That's valid. Like I've been buying and slowly building up a home gym. I have a little trampoline. I have a boxing like thingy. I got my boyfriend fucking got ammo cans and filled them with sand for weight.
See, I was one of those I'm one of those people, like, growing up, I never knew I really wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be a veterinarian because I love animals, but poor, there was no way I could go to college for that. So I went to nursing school, and then I stopped that because my parents wanted me to do it, and I didn't want to.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then I went to school for personal training. I went to college for personal training.
You almost got me moidored.
It would have been payback. It would have been payback. Yeah, I went to college for to be a personal trainer, and then I stopped doing that because I got pregnant. So I didn't quit because I didn't want to. No, not you, please. Anybody but you, please.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out.
The balloon boy.
Careful. Oh, she just popped one.
I saw that.
Day of my life.
He's not too bad. I can kill him anyway.
Loneliest day of my life.
We're all just vibing today. It's great.
Vibe.
I opened my Spotify. I never played
Woo!
I have mine going.
I have mine going
While
too.
my intro was still going on, and I forgot to fucking play it. Hi, Cookie. How are you?
The
Hi,
Cookie Monster.
Rags! Thank you
So
for
good.
the lurky, Rags. Thank you so much. Twiz, if you would give Rags a shout out, I would appreciate it. And also yourself. You amazing mod, you. I wanna die with you.
More safety. More safety.
Hi, Turbo. I know
to
it's almost
protect-
time to get off stream, isn't it? I know it
to
is.
protect my women.
Thank you for coming and telling me, sweet girl. Strength, death head. Do we have a sprint at least? Okay. I'll take a sprint, I guess.
Oh, here. We can do this.
Oh, I forgot you could change it, actually.
It costs money.
Is sprint speed better than stamina or vice versa? Do you know?
It's good for, like, running.
You know
but,
what? I
you
like
run
running
faster.
everywhere. I like running everywhere. Stamina upgrade sucks. Come here. Come get my lap.
That'll put us over.
Come on.
Anything else for 3? Eh.
Whoa, a garage. Sick. I'm gonna role play as a dude fixing a car. You guys ready? Wait. Oh, I don't have anything that I could throw and make a noise. God dang it! This damn car! I'm gonna take it out into the woods and light it on fire, you piece of shit! Did I do good? Ow! What the fuck? What? I was role-playing as a man fixing a car, thank you very much.
Well, it was a little explosive there, Chief.
But I wanted to role-play as a dude.
Are you gonna keep going for a bit longer?
What time is it? Let me see.
11 for you. Almost 11:30.
Oh, yeah, I'll go until 12.
Okay.
Yes, I will go until 12. I'm having a good time with you. Oh my god, there's no dude here anymore. I'm the dude now. Thank you for the applause. I'll be here for the next 45 minutes. And every night after that. Except for weekends and holidays.
Which, by the way, speaking of holidays, babe, I did mean to ask you,
Yes?
are you working on Memorial Day?
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not. You said babe.
Well, I do.
Who are you talking
do,
to?
but
Me
more
or Cell?
money. More money.
All.
Oh, good answer.
Answer all.
You'd make a good politician. I'll tell you that.
I would not. Oh.
No, I mean, you answered in a very non-direct way.
I'm stuck.
Ooh,
There we go.
a blood.
I don't work on Memorial Day. I get that day paid. My husband normally doesn't work on holidays.
I fucking hate that thing, man. It scared the shit out of me.
I got it. I can get it.
It's
if you
gonna...
wanna just, you guys wanna go back? Oh,
Oh, never mind. Cell grabbed it. She's got it. Look at her go.
yeah. You just keep scrolling.
You have to keep...
scrolling it away.
Oh, that's how you do it. I never knew. I just picked it up and let it beat the shit out of me until I got it where it needed to go.
Yeah, no, you scroll out. So you grab it.
Nobody ever told me. Ow!
You grab it like this, and it keeps trying to come close, and you just keep putting it far away.
Oh, no. Bring me closer. Bring me closer. Come back.
Nope, you got
Come back. Come back. Sorry, chat. I did not mean to cough in your ears. I cough and then I can't turn my mic off fast enough. I need to set up my Steam Dock. Oh. No. Why is there spider webs?
I'm beautiful.
Is there spiders down there, Kana? Kana, is there spiders down here?
There's also a hole. There's just lots of spider web.
Oh, okay.
But there's a hole, so please be careful.
A hole? Where? Oh! I'm behind you. I'm trying to move out of the way without falling in the hole. Oh, there is a hole here. It's a trap.
Okay.
Oh, did.
Hard to move without losing value. It's just because how large they are.
Oh. Ooh, it's a pretty vase. You want to go first?
Hey,
Oh my god,
guys.
chat, did you see the new community goal? The community challenge for Huntsman? Did you see? Did you see?
Guys, there's a thing in there.
Thing in where?
A clown.
Wow.
In that room?
He just walked by, yeah.
Oh, the puppy. How do I pet the puppy?
You try to pick up the puppy.
Oh, okay, okay.
I almost died.
How'd you almost die?
The clown tried to shoot his laser.
Oh.
It's gonna be a pain, so.
The clown's coming.
Oh, the dog.
Oh.
If he starts to bark too much, he'll get mad.
You can. Oh!
Uh-oh.
No! Oh, Lord, I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm done for. R.I.P. Onyx. Oh my god. Go that way. Oh! What's happening? What's happening? What is happening? Something good is down the hole. I saw it. Why am I this person? Is this that monster thing? What's happening? I have never... Am I dying? Like... The dog is staying with me. That's actually really cute. I don't know what's happening. I've never had this happen to me before. What is this? You're being worn as a hat. Oh, so I can't do anything? I only see that I'm being... I only see out of the eye holes? Oh, okay. I thought I was controlling the monster. I was gonna go try to get one of them.
I'm gonna do my best to get that, that picture. I'm gonna need you guys to move the cart, though.
Oh my god, my bangs keep getting caught in my glasses. And I'm trying to, like, pull my hair away from the glasses. You know?
You got this.
I'm gonna have to try.
All the eye rubbing from the crying and cleaning my glasses, like, messed it up. I don't have bangs, so no. I have to have bangs. I got a big-ass forehead. No, I don't have that big of a forehead. Like, the hairline's right here?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's not
rotate
that
this,
big.
though.
I just, like, I have a very rounded face. I get it from my grandma. My grandma was a very rounded face person.
Well, like,
The angel that she was. But I have a very round face. So I like to have
like on its side. Hold up.
bangs and long hair on the sides to kind of elongate my features a little bit. I don't want to look like I'm 12.
Well, I'm not good at this.
No, I don't think.
God, my fucking.
I don't
can't
think
fit it in.
I'll have an
It's too
issue with looking
big.
12.
It's too big for me to
But-
fit in.
It's too
I
big
can't-
for
I'm
me
trying
to
force
fit it. No, don't force
Come on.
it.
Maybe we should get some lube for it.
Lube.
Yeah. Oh, yes. There we go. We got it in the doorway. Thank God. Thank you. I died. Yeah,
Forehead
we just need you guys
check.
A two-person job.
Forehead check.
So, yeah.
All right.
Big
we
ass
can just
forehead
lean it up
people
against the
unite.
wall. Without putting it in. Oh.
Maybe.
Oh my god, I'm having a hot flash.
Thank you.
I need a fan.
Sit. Sit.
Sit, sit. Oh, look at Kana. Kana's so cute. She's literally so precious. So precious. I wish don't get me wrong. I love who I am as a person. I am a very out there, outspoken, hyper person. I've always been this way. I don't have a filter. I always say what comes to mind, and it's always bitten me in the ass. But what are you gonna do? Can't teach an older dog new tricks. But I will say, when I see women like Kana that are just, they're so small and cute, and with their cute little voices, and like,
Think it's time to run away?
I wish I could be, you know, a soft cute girl, but I'm not. I'm not a soft cute
sorry,
girl.
Connor.
I am
I saw a shadow and I freaked out.
black band t-shirts and
There's also a face
leather
back
pants
here.
and lots of screaming with the word fuck everywhere. That's me.
Wow. Hey guys.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
A face.
I love this Spotify channel so much.
A thing of the spherical variety, yes.
I need to get a new boom arm for my mic. Zico says.
I got the eyeball thing.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Scissor!
Oh my god.
The ball landed in there at least. Oh, skull thing.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
You guys want to take that back?
No, you're not allowed to jump. Fuck you.
Nothing wrong with a little envy. But we own the foul mouth, unfiltered wild cards that we are. Exactly, Weiss. This is why I think me and you get along so well. Because we are cut from the same cloth. We kind of just say whatever the hell comes to our mind.
You guys want to take this
And
back
we
to
roll
the
with
thing
it. And
put the
all
thing
of
and
our friends roll
revive
with it too. And that's why I'm so thankful I'm surrounded by the
thing?
people.
Oh, yes.
Like this friend group on Twitch. Because I
think you guys can move
100%
the painting, yeah? Or
feel
no?
like
Should
I
make
can
it
be
back with you?
myself all the
The
time.
painting's light. It's
And
just large.
none of you guys are going to
Okay,
judge me. And it's
maybe,
so nice.
Maybe I'll drag it.
I come from a very, very, very small, religious southern town in Oklahoma, the Bible Belt. So growing up this way was really hard in the area that I grew up in. So it's nice having so many friends that are just like me.
Look for it.
I found my people.
Oh.
We're cult.
Jessie.
I don't know. I think she went to explore somewhere.
Yeah, she's probably looking for my head. Chessie! Chessie! Bye! Hello! Chessie!
What happened to you?
Chessie! Chessie!
Oh my goodness. What is happening?
I don't think she knows that the hole, like, projects you back up into the air. Catch my head! I didn't mean to make it keep going like that. And saying offhanded shit to one another. Exactly! My family's very accepting, but our love language is being nasty to each other. That's how my family is. My mom, my sister, my brother, literally every single person in my, like, family, we're all just not, like, my brother's not, like, alternative or anything. I'm the only really alternative person in the family. My mom is more witchy vibes versus, like, goth like me.
Tell me what happened and who's all still alive, because I don't want to be alone.
Everyone. Hold on. I had to tell her everybody's alive. Everybody's alive except Onyx.
Oh no, Onyx, how did you get dead? Yeah, there's a monster over there.
I just want to confuse her in chat. This is what I'm talking about. I just fucking say shit. That's all I do. I just say shit. But yeah, my mom, I mean, we all literally learned how to be our own selves from my mother. Like, my mother talks, and my mom is, you saw last night, Weiss, during the lobby, like, my mom was in the chat and everything. But she raised me to be this way. Outspoken and
I hope you can find them.
try to be confident.
I'm
I'm
just
working
kinda
on my
curious.
confidence. I'm getting there though. I'm getting so much better every day. You would never believe me from 4 years ago couldn't even look people in the eye to talk to them. You would have never
Maybe
seen
it's
me
like
live streaming
thick
to
skin.
multiple people.
Repo yeah,
I would have
it's
cried
Repo
and
time.
panicked and had an anxiety attack and passed out because I've fainted before from my anxiety attacks. But I'm getting
Okay.
better.
Well,
I'm getting so much better.
getting that statue here is gonna be a bitch. So
She's
I'm not gonna do
lying.
that.
She is the men. Thick-skinned, exactly. You gotta be thick-skinned, especially in this world.
I'm not worried about them though.
I don't even remember how I died. Already.
I fell in a hole. I
Oh my god, when did you die?
like 2 minutes ago.
You've been here this whole time?
So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna take
why didn't you
this
say hi?
to give us more
I fell
room.
in the hole.
Oh,
You were talking to your chat. I didn't want to interrupt you.
no, what do you mean? You're literally my lead mod.
Was there another clown?
You are a part of chat.
Was there like another clown that I missed? 'Cause I killed one clown.
Oh, the clown got me, yeah. I got by the
Oh.
clown.
Yeah, the one at the beginning,
fuck
yeah.
the clown and fuck the holes in the floor.
Was I talking while I was bouncing up and down out of the hole?
God, we got so many fucking
Yes.
stairs to go up and down.
Oh,
to this
I need a
fucking
clip of that from your POV. It's so funny from mine. I want to stitch them together for a TikTok reel.
I'll have to go back and get a
Ran
clip
into
of
the
it. It was
laser,
If you,
like,
yeah.
so
If you
Yeah,
send me the
facts.
clip of me jumping in the hole and jumping up and down yelling your name, I'll stitch it together and make a
Kinda
TikTok
facts.
reel and send it to you to
But
post
she's
if
the
you
best
want.
and most lovable goof.
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so funny. Trust.
Did you get all the other loot stuff up here?
That hole that you were bouncing in and out of is when I fell down.
Oh, is
I
it?
wanted to get
You
their
had to
heads-
be with me.
like their heads away from
I did.
the
I
little
couldn't live without
monster,
you.
and there was bombs.
That's my best friend. That's her
there's
bedroom.
some-
My best friend.
There's some loot.
That's her
She
room.
sleeps up there.
She sleeps
I
up
saw
there. Christina.
That should be.
Selena.
Did you get the orbs from the one guy?
I freaking love that reel
Yeah,
so
there?
much.
Okay, I got this.
I do too.
It's so
Um,
I every time I see it on my timeline, I have to watch it. I watch it like 3 times in a row. Every time.
I swear to God, same. I always show it to my husband and I'm like, it's me and Onyx.
It's me and Jesse. Just come move into my basement.
Okay.
It's like a house down there.
100% would live in your basement.
It's more than enough room. It's huge. You kick Dylan out of his shop.
All right. There
Oh
was
my
like another thing in
God.
that room. Oh, let me see if I
Oh.
can grab it fast enough.
Dylan can sleep in the shop. I'll
Probably
just
won't
take
be able
his
to.
stuff. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
My eyes burning.
Oh, I'm back!
We're alive!
Ah!
Oh,
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting it to do damage. Oh no! I'm just gonna take you into a little hole. Where are you? No.
No, just take me out. Take me out, because I can't do this without her.
I don't even know how I'm still alive, but I have 15
I was
health.
alive
I would give
for 0.2 seconds. 0.02 I was alive for a millimeter of a second before Cell absolutely obliterated me.
I don't think it's this way. I think it's
What was that? Oh my god.
I cannot believe what I just witnessed.
Oh my god. I can't believe.
What is wrong with them?
I also was unaware until this level, or the last level rather, that the carts could go upstairs.
Oh no.
Oh, let me see if there's anything in here. The big boy.
Don't wanna get banned again. Oh, yeah.
Under the bed, and he took most of.
Well,
my
oh.
stuff. I was like, oh.
I don't know why it's not, hold on. Did you send me the clip? If you want to, East, if you want to send me the clip, the clip link, I can post it in the chat for everybody to see. And obviously I won't get banned, but I need to go fix that stream element thing. I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden. It's never done that before. People clip my stuff all the time. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Hold on, let me go find it.
Here you go.
Hold.
I'm upstairs.
This house is so weird.
Oh, is there anything else? Like up the
So, well, I guess we're having a cosplay stream next month too, because all of the gifted subs tonight already hit the cosplay goal for next month, and the goal hasn't even started yet. It was supposed to start next week. So yeah, we don't even gotta worry about that one.
Wait, no, you're coming with me.
Let me go to my channel, please, so I can get my clip.
Yeah, I'm bad at this game when I'm drinking.
It won't let me go to my channel. Hold on, I'll have to use my phone.
I'm bad at this game sober, so you do it better than me. Headbutts! Look at you, Onyx. You did so great.
Am I live? No, I'm still dead.
Oh, wait.
They said, "Where are you, Onyx?" Not look at you. I thought they said, "Look at you, Onyx."
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to make sure it wasn't that far.
Okay, I have to go get the statue.
Okay, so you want me to hold off on putting it on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put it like
Close. Let me go see.
I'm gonna
in line, basically.
We're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the clip hasn't loaded in yet.
I'm down to like 9 health.
Oh no, the clip's not on there yet. I'll have to wait.
I don't know, but they definitely need a home remake, like a home makeover.
They do.
That's
So
how
we
they
call
do.
HGTV extreme makeovers.
Nope, it's not on there yet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well.
I'm
I shall
ready.
find it in a bit.
Put the thing in. Put it in.
No,
Put
don't do
it
that.
in.
Put it
Why
in.
is it stuck on? Oh my god.
What do you mean put it in? Scared.
No. When you
Catch
came out,
and fall.
Hello.
it fell right as she came out.
Hi.
I'm so sorry.
You gonna stab me in the back again, Caesar? Huh?
Do you want me to?
Do it. I dare you.
No, I would feel awful. No, I'm good.
Oh my God.
almost
Did I
committed
just...
Sudoku for you.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, I keep...
almost committed Sudoku.
I heard you freak... I was alive for 0.02 seconds. Literally, I said, I'm alive. And as soon as I said alive, I was dead again. I didn't even finish. I'm never letting you live it down. We clipped it. It's clipped. Et tu, Brute? I'm Julius Seizure and she's Brutus. Oh. Careful.
I'll let you go click the button.
Careful. The button. The button. I want to click the button. No! Cannoli! Ghana! It's on the internet's forever. Oh, she slipped off the...
away!
Oh, there her head is. I see her. I'm gonna die soon. I've got 1 health and a dream. Is there anything in here?
You want to go take this up to the thing?
Absolutely not. I don't trust you.
Oh, okay.
No, come back.
Where's
Oh,
the cart?
no, come back.
Where's the cart? Where's the cart?
Did Kana fall off with the cart?
Said the cart is safe.
The cart is safe. Okay. Mwah.
Just gotta find the cart.
Sel, I blew you an air kissy.
I know. I'm looking for the.
Get away.
No, fuck you.
It won't let me grab it.
They don't break like the gnomes.
Oh, they don't? What do you do? Just throw them away?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Where's cart?
Big boy this way. There's a big boy that way. Ooh. Big boy coming. Big boy coming. It's on the internets forever.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oof. Oh my god.
What do I talk? Oh, it's still at the last extract.
Oh, where's that at? Hold on. Probably that way.
Pressing all the big items if you could go get it.
Is it this way, I bet? It's gonna be in the most open spaces, right? Like the rooms that have been opened. I don't know where the third extraction point is. This way, maybe? Okay, I remember this room. Ah, I found it. Hi, Kana. It's okay, I got you. Mwah, you're safe now. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, sweetie. I came from straight ahead. Oh my god, I can't see shit.
Oh.
Hey, what happened?
I killed the big guy.
I heard you scream,
Careful.
motherfucker! And then something
I
exploded.
got him to fall. Yeah, I got him to fall. And his orb
You got it?
exploded.
You got it? Okay, I'm letting go.
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Look at us. Girl
I'm gonna put this
power.
up here.
Okay.
Putting. Oh shit. Oops.
Take Kana's head. And
no,
Chessie is somewhere in here, right?
Yeah, but we have like many items to put in. So one sec.
Okay.
Seeing if I can fit the two big ones
Let me
in
come
here.
down.
So we could fit. Better.
Yeah. Perfect. I want this urn.
All right.
There we go. Perfect. Ah.
Okay.
Look at us go,
Okay,
rocking and rolling.
Steppy.
Ew. Oh,
my beat.
it's okay.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay. No big deal.
I killed the big boy.
You did. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I was like, what just happened?
The way you looked over, like, oh no.
I didn't know what you did.
We're live.
Oh, you guys came back alive kissing. You were kissing.
Yeah.
Kissing.
Yes.
Kana and Chessie sitting in a tree. I'm just oh.
So fucking walking.
Oh no,
holes in the floor everywhere.
Be careful. Be careful, there's so many bad guys out there. So many, they all came after me.
I have 1 health. If I get breathed on the wrong way or farted
I
on, I'm
get
gonna
breathed.
die.
Oh my god, I was like... Weiss, I did not know what emote you just put in the chat. I was like, what the hell is that? Oh. Ah!
What just happened?
What the fuck?
That ended poorly.
What just happened? I looked up and I was... Why is it always like that for me?
We'll just see. We'll just see what happens.
Why is
I
it
got
always...
knocked into the pit.
Oh,
He tackled me.
you guys? Are you?
Let me post my emotes to keep my view
I can't see shit. By the
active.
way. And they both
This
just
is great.
died, which means it's up to me and Kana.
Let it go.
It's great. We can do this.
Oh
You know what we
my
could do? If
God.
you use Spotify on it.
Yeah.
I recently got
We
it.
just got
We can
it
always
back.
do like
How
a
did you guys get loaded?
like the music-y thingy. Where we can listen to the same music at the same time.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, I
On
have
stream, you know?
Spotify. I have Spotify. Right now I'm listening to the 2000s Elder Emo Pop Punk list. Actually, no, I'm listening to it's the 2010s alternative rock music playlist, I think it is. Who's AFK? Oh, she's not even here listening to me. I was talking the whole time to you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. I was saying I'm listening to the... Go, she said.
I like how I started to like lose battery.
Hold on, guys.
You like,
'cause I can't
you like how I
cat.
started to lose battery?
Yeah.
Like, as I was like, you go, just leave.
Just leave. Just go. Just go.
We're just dead.
Yeah, we're done for. Stream. So can people? Can people not like join in the shop anymore? Join into the game?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
Ooh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just.
Okay, let me close this and look it.
Drive-by donut. It was
Drive-by donut.
That's a very. It got you through the fucking wall.
What? That was wild to watch. Jesse.
You saw it get her through the wall.
Yeah,
right?
I saw
It got her
that.
through the wall.
I saw it from above. I was looking at her from like above her, and I saw it. But if you buy yourself, leave the shop and exit the game and saves progress, you can pick people. You can pick people
Yeah.
up. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to like leave though.
Oh, it's
Oh, shit, my
11:49. I need to start winding down.
Yeah.
And reading out
Oh.
somebody. Oh my god, I like the little Pokemon emo. Oh look, Weiss.
What is I'm doing? Trying to figure out the thing.
That's two of my Pokemon.
Okay, like look, I'm gonna send you over something.
Two of my favorites too.
Okay, Onyx, I just sent you something on Discord.
Okay.
If you click the link, it should play what I have.
Mine too, Weiss. Okay, you sent it on Discord? Those are my two favorite too. I won both of them in a claw machine.
Fuck was that?
Let me go see.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I
It
think
killed
I
you
turned
through the
into
wall.
It killed you through the wall.
I don't know what happened, but I turned into a creature for a minute and was on around without being able to control it. So
Join Celestial Cuties Jam. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's so good.
Ooh, I like the song.
Mm-hmm.
oh no, Kana. Oh Kana.
It's only you! Only you can prevent and cause fluoride. Good luck.
Ooh, I like the song.
I
I've been
ran
listening-
for it. I just didn't make it through.
It's fine. If we all died here, it wouldn't off.
I'd be getting off anyways. So
At least I didn't fall through the fucking hole again.
I got knocked into the hole after Onyx got potty slammed by a dog.
yeah, I literally got tackled by the dog chasing after her. She killed me twice with 2 different monsters.
Oh.
Oh my god, Kana looks so cute and she's short.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah, she
her.
does. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the
She's like a
bathroom.
little goblin. Little gremlin,
He's a
Kana.
little guy.
Little guy. She's just a girl.
That big walking fat fuck. That big.
Oh my
fucking
god,
red
the
asshole?
monsters are insane right now.
The big red asshole. That's the one I killed. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I was so proud. He has the most health in the game. He was so hard to kill.
Dude, I heard you screaming at him from across the.
Yeah, I was so proud.
Does she have 1 health?
Yes.
Oh.
1 health in a dream, baby.
She can do it. She can do it. I believe in her. I believe in fairies. Kana's the cutest fairy.
Yeah. Also, her VTuber model design has changed. It looks so good.
Has she debuted it yet?
No, she has not. You want to see a picture though?
Am I allowed? Would she be okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As long as she's okay with
I've
it.
gotten the
I would
okay.
love
I've
to
gotten
see
the
it.
okay.
Please. Please, please, please.
We're elven sisters.
Elven
Let's
sisters.
go.
That mean I'm
My
her
favorite one
cousin?
is the 4th photo.
I want to see. Oh my god.
It's so cute, no? Like I think it's so good. I love it.
Oh.
We're both elves, and we're not like. Oh.
This is so.
Oh.
What happened? No. Oh my god, her VTuber is so cute.
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, we're doing a race! Let's go!
Oh my god! Okay. Woo! Fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck, boy. Oh! God. No, this is sick. Oh! I'm dead. I had a good time while it lasted.
Wait, how did I live? How did I win?
We all died.
I
fell off the course.
I somehow got back on the course. I don't know what happened.
I know, Turtle. It's time to get off. I know. You're telling me it's time to get off stream, huh?
I didn't know you steered with the mouse. I was trying to steer with ASDW.
I was still staring at Kana's new VTuber model. And you guys started the race. That's not fair. You distracted me. I was looking. I was looking at VTuber boobas.
I have
made it.
I'm no better than the Gooners.
Wait, let me see if the person I want to raid out is still going, or how much longer. She's
Ooh,
been going
who are
for,
you
like,
raiding
6
out?
hours.
Can I raid out to them too?
Yes. Yes. Let me see how much longer they're gonna be though.
Chessie, are you staying on or are you raiding? Triple raid?
I'll raid out.
Triple raid. Triple raid.
Yes, let's go.
Quadruple raid with Kana spiritually.
Yes.
Okay.
Spiritually.
Okay, I'm saying how much longer she'll be on because she's been going for 6.5 hours.
Dang.
Oh my god.
Hi, Turtle. I know. Turtle is headbutting me so hard in my shoulder, trying to get me to get off stream. over and over
That
again.
sounds about right for turbos.
She's pouting. She's sitting on the desk right next to my arm. She's not looking at me, but I could feel like the energy from her telling me to get off the computer.
Okay, she's catching up on chat real quick. One sec.
I'm listening to music from home, and it's my favorite thing.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Sel, is this your personal playlist or a stream playlist or like a band, like public made one?
I start with the artist I like and it plays all the music I like because I only use Spotify for stream. I use YouTube for my personal.
I use Apple Music
love
for
all
my
these
personal and Spotify for stream.
I
me
use
too.
Spotify for everything. I don't use Apple Music or YouTube Music or anything like that. Just Spotify.
We have a free family
have
plan through our phone company, so my entire family's on our Apple Music.
We have, I think it's a family plan on Spotify.
I'm gonna turn them
and we
down
have
real quick.
premium, so.
I'm just happy
I'm interested to see.
Jesse gave me a link to have free Spotify premium. Because I didn't have Spotify before.
Okay, she's like 6 messages behind. Hold up.
Huh? Okay, I got it for free. No, I don't want your music on my Spotify. Dylan, I don't want your stinky boy music. Gross. Poo. Dylan's a big Spotify fanboy. He hates Apple Music.
She needs to read my message.
What's her name? Can I pull her up? Let me go pull her up. I cannot wait to edit this VOD. This is gonna be so good.
Okay, she said she's probably gonna be on for a while. Hold up, let me link her.
Okay.
Please.
All right, sorry, I had to fucking make sure because she's been going a long time.
What's her name? I'm just gonna type her in because I have it pulled. Search.
It's Poo-woo.
Hulu.
Poo-woo.
Poo-woo.
P-U-W-U.
Poo-woo.
Yep, I sent the linkies. That's who we're gonna
Where'd
be
my
raiding
Discord
now.
go? Why did my Discord close?
Hey Scotty,
God,
raid
so
message
cute.
2. Raid message 2. All the people who want to do my raid message, or here I'll do it. Raid 2. All the people that want to do my message, if you're a sub, you can do the fun first one. If you're not sub, you can do the fun second one. Have fun with that.
I need to make new ones.
I want to redraw
Honestly-
all of mine by hand.
I couldn't hear her.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I
What?
am
What?
clicking the start raid button. I am doing the do.
Hold. Not yet.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead
Is she
and go
playing
in by
Slay
just
the
ending
Spire?
thing. She is number
Okay,
2.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's so good.
Let me do my OblivyOnyx raid message.
But anyways, oh, I guess we're going in 2 seconds. Okay.
What?
Hop on.
Oh my god.
Putting in the raid message, you guys. If you want to dive a little deeper into the hollow, you can do so by joining the Discord, !Discord, and make sure you go eat some food, drink some water.
Yeah.
take a shower if you need to, take your meds if you need to, take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next week.
Yes, everything she said. Everything.
Okay.
Get that one.
My raid is going through.
Copy.
2 people.
And we are raiding.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, I can't hear her.
Yes.
How's it going, guys? Hello, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in.
You can only dual stream. You can triple trios.
Yeah, you can add like a whole bunch of
Spaghetti
people.
Man says thing
I think I've seen up to like 4 or 5 people on multi-stream. It's really awesome. Yeah.
I've seen like 6 people on multi-stream before.
Hello, welcome.
I saw a
in.
huge group of
Yeah.
streamers.
Rico was fun.
I'm glad
I see it often.
I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear it.
I love that though.
That makes sense.
This honestly, this is one of the best things Twitch has made. I love the stream together.
Thank you. Have you guys played? Have you guys played? Yeah, I played Yap Yap for the first time with Shorty like last week.
The share stream is one of the best.
Like I'm really enjoying it. If you guys haven't played Yap Yap and you're like playing like
she's
Repo,
so
like I really.
Oh, I love Poo, guys. I adore this woman. I'm almost at 10k points.
This is
and I can make her get up and do a little dance.
I love Yap Yap.
This goes so hard. I'm obsessed with this. Like actually.
Oh no, I haven't played Yap Yap.
I need that desperately.
We still need to play Yap Yap.
But you guys should try like the progression in
excited to
Yap
play it
Yap.
on your
I don't know,
birthday,
like it's
so.
genuinely like really fun. Like you should check it out. I was in all 3 raids. Yo, let's go, Weez. Let's go. Yes, Yap Yap is so fun.
Maybe we should do that like next week.
You are beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will not be
Oh,
able to
JoJo.
join.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Jojo, we just rated out.
I needed this confidence boost. Thank you.
No, Jojo.
Does anyone have 10k points? I'm so close. No. Stop.
I'm sorry. Oh, I feel so bad.
I do too.
We had a prediction earlier today. And Sheena lost 46,000 channel points. Just by the way. Just by the way.
So many sounds happening.
Gambled 46,000.
She's so cute. Oh my god.
Thank you for
It's
the
adorable.
following, Weast. Is it Weast? It's gotta be Weast, right? Go in Weast.
Okay, we're
Like,
done.